Hi, welcome to session one after a session zero of Red Markets, the new Gauntlet area where we've joined the Crusade of Camp Lazarus. And if we could go in character keeper order from left to right, and if you could all introduce yourselves, your character. If you have anything to plug that will come up in the next month, then feel free. I doubt anyone will watch it in that time, but you go for it. So yeah, Horst, if you'd like to take us away.
So I'm Horst, he, him. I'm playing Backslash, who is a Crusader. She has been in New Gauntlet City when the what is it called? Like the end
crash.
of the world, the crash happened, and she was a nurse and into kendo and picked up some sword fighting skills, but more for fun and for I don't know, the meditation part of it. But it actually proved to be quite useful in a zombie apocalypse. She fled with her then boyfriend Jeremiah, who appears to be a latent. And Will, you have to help me a little bit. I think that the zombie disease hasn't developed, but they are infectious.
Yeah, basically, like you're very infectious and you're covered in black veins, but you're not a zombie because it's not reached your brain stem, basically. As soon as you die, you turn into one of the screaming, running zombies.
That's bad news. So Jeremiah, we fled, I guess, west because it was impossible to get through New Gauntlet City, which was overrun, and we ended up in the Camp Lazarus, where Jeremiah, was taken to a small island, I think, where the
leper colony. Yeah, which I've imagined the leper colony is kind of like, it's a little crappy island with like ramshackle boats and rafts slung together to create a bit of extra space, because that really screams shanty town to me.
Yeah, nice visual.
Yeah. So one thing is that I would love to know about Jeremiah is give me 3 words that describe him beyond the fact that he's a latent and your ex.
I think he was definitely very confident before the apocalypse. He is what is called when you can't wait. Impatient,
yeah.
Confident, impatient, and creative.
Okay, nice. Oh, he was an artist or something. And I'm imagining that Jeremiah, got a bite somewhere, and someone was lucky enough to get one of the shots of suppressing that suppressed the bite, because in the world of Red Markets, like that crash where all the zombies happened wasn't like one day, it was like a couple of months of like slow spiral getting out further and further and further out of hand until absolute shitstorm, essentially. If you read it, it's very depressing to see how much it lines up with the real world in the last few years.
Ouch.
Yeah, but thank you very much, Horst. And then Paul, if you'd like to introduce your character.
Hello, I'm Paul, he, him, and the character I'm playing is Takedown, also he, him. Takedown is a member of the Black Math, and he likes nothing better than killing lots and lots of zombies. He originally arrived quite late at Camp Lazarus after spending some time out in the wilderness with his family. Alas, he lost his daughter, but his wife survived, and they both got to Camp Lazarus. Alas, she was sort of separated from him and has been sort of indoctrinated as a nun, as she is an immune. So she's sort of changed caste.
I think Press Gang was more where we ended up, wasn't it, rather than indoctrinate.
So Takedown sort of mourning the loss of his wife and trying to work out if he can get her back, but he's fully embraced the faith and maybe God will sort the situation out. So the more zombies he can kill, the greater in God's grace he will be.
Mm. And I mean, well, we can do that in a vignette at some point. The thing I'm thinking about. Anyways, thank you, Paul. I did put a picture of Sister Mary in there, who looks pretty hardcore to me, frankly.
Yeah.
She's a replacement PC character if there ever was one, I think. And then over to Lowell.
So I'm running Arbite. His pronouns are he, him, as are mine. And this is someone who was, late teens when the crash happened. Before that, he'd kind of been hanging around game stores and shops and kind of hustling stuff. And he's brought those skills to this. He wasn't from here, but he had a friend who I've named Isaiah, who got him and his younger brother in, and he's definitely on the side of this faithful stuff is kind of bullshit, but it's useful right now. And he's sort of the talky person. His younger brother is kind of in with the kids, which is a huge, like that's what's kind of definitely keeping him here, is he wants his younger brother to be safe. And I imagine that I named his girlfriend Hannah, who I imagine is one of the Bible girls that he's persuading to be a bad girl right now, that kind of thing. And he is terrible when we get outside the compound. I have a pistol, and I know when to hide. But otherwise, I am the guy who is going to try and get you the top dollar for these jobs.
Nice. He's a bit of a hustler, isn't he?
Yes, and I did take his leadership up to 3 because when I looked through, that seemed to be the thing that is definitively used and definitively used repeatedly. So
yes, or it is used repeatedly. It is also the least interchangeable of the
no, it's only used, but it's used for the 2 key roles.
Yeah, it is also used in game if someone does fight, flight, or freeze. Like if they crack, you can use leadership to be like, get together, we need you, kind of thing, Yeah,
I'll be doing a lot of that because I'll be the one freezing.
Yeah,
probably, but I have a decent in all the other ones, and especially in persuasion.
Cool. And I was going to suggest one thing that I was thinking of is that you've got your brother with you here, and you're there, right? But maybe one or both of your parents are in the recession.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, that's a nasty hook. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That my retirement plan may be more about getting my brother out than it is getting me out.
Oh yeah. Well, we can play with that particularly nasty thing as we go. I'm not going to start off with vignettes and interacting with the dependents. We're going to go straight into doing prep work, finding a job. So if you were to go, I think I've put it in there.
Jim's character.
I was wondering about that.
Oh, sorry, Jim. Yeah, sorry. I got carried away on the sheet. Please, Jim, introduce yourself. Thank you very much, Lowell. Take a penny.
Paul talked about that juicy hook, and you were suddenly like, that is a juicy hook, yeah.
I was totally like that, yeah.
Ready to go. No, that's no problem. Thank you, Will. I'm Jim Crocker. I generally use he, him pronouns, but if you're using they, them more generically, that's totally fine with me too. You can find me online. I'm on Twitter at Jim Likes Games, and I'm on Facebook at Jim Likes Games Crocker, C-R-O-C-K-E-R, where mostly what I talk about is role-playing games, almost all, what I'm playing and stuff like that. I used to be a gaming retailer. I'm not that anymore because there are no conventions for me to sell my games at, but hopefully someday I'll be able to get back to something like that. We'll see how that goes in September here, whether all these September conventions they have planned, whether those happen or not. But I am going to be playing Shanti Shitrakar, and she is a mid-20s graduate student who was on a like mountain biking spring break vacation from her, fancy East Coast liberal arts college when all of this happened. So like, I ended up here because it was the closest place that was not full of zombies when the crash happened, like while I was in the woods off the internet, right? And so presuming that we have, we've got net access, all this kind of stuff and everything, I talk to my family who are safe back on the East Coast all the time. And I am here to get myself out of here and get back to them. So it is, and I'm the scavenger. I actually have a bike that I can tool around in, and I am quick. I can do, I envision it being like like Glenn from The Walking Dead, parkouring over, drugstore counters and throwing stuff into backpacks as I, then, run out the back door away from the zombies and stuff like this, and just kind of am on the move a lot is what I think of as her.
And I think that your relationship with your parents over the recession is somewhat strained by the fact that you don't actually own any of the technology to. So you're continuously having to borrow Arbeit's laptop to do any kind of talking or remote thing.
Yeah, or whatever. It's almost certainly asynchronous communication. I'm not Zooming with them or anything like that.
No,
I write a whole long email.
Stress.
It gets sent out. Oh yeah. No, it's irregular. I'm sure. Yeah. Well, and I'm jealous and resentful that they're not doing more to try and get me out of here. And they're constantly terrified that every contact with me is going to be the last time they hear from me. So it's Well,
you are all, according to the government, dead or terrorists.
Yes, exactly.
And that is the official government position, and everybody west of the Mississippi was that you chose to stay behind.
Yeah,
they tried to evacuate you, but you just spat on their face.
Yeah. Yeah. In the woods, but yeah. I could see how that could. I could see that would be stressful on the nuclear family.
Oh yeah, entirely. Yeah. Anyways, thank you very much for. I'm sorry that I did skip up. I'm going to get carried away with the potential hooks for later. Let's start. So, if you look on the character sheet on the main thing, you can see that you guys have a profit margin. You only need 12 bounty paid out to you to meet your essentials, to care for your dependents, to meet your own cost of living, right? You need 47 between you to keep all of your gear up to date. Now, I'm not pointing fingers at who pushes that up, that maintenance money up all the way.
It's not
their yes. But that is very much the individual taker's problem and not the crew's problem, right? But it's a motivating factor is that if you don't get it out there, your things are going to fall apart. You won't be as good next time.
It's almost like the person
who as black mass.
It's almost like the person who finds the most gear has the most gear.
Yes, yeah. And if they're not attached to it, they can always throw it away at the end. But in any case, why don't we start off with, so we have, if you look on the rule cheat sheet, there is a section called prep work. Oh, there should be. I've typed it in on find and it seems to find it, but there we go. That's just in the play cycle. I have not put that down there. It is basically, what do you do to find work? You're in the moment of there's, you need to find a job. What's the next job going to be? And I think our hustler is a natural place to start with this, right? Mainly because they automatically succeed on the networking check that I would ask you to make to find a job. So would you like to, who do you go to? How do you find out about job? What do you do to put your feelers out on the ground below? And could you please change your name on Zoom to Arbeit as well?
Thank you. Do that first. I think I always go to our dude's side of things, to whoever like over there has some cash, has some needs, who is like, it's not the big guy, but it's probably the people who are close in his inner circle, who are are doing jobs, are hiring people for things.
For the bishop, you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we know one of the apprentices, right? One of the member, an apprentice in the Brotherhood, which is a high rank within their little crew. They're hauling boxes around, and they go like, "Listen, Abai, we ain't got no work for you. We're fine. We're sending guys out, but you should get on the Ubix, like on. You hear about Megamart yet? Megamart's gone down. It's gone hot."
Who told you that?
Andre, the used to be the greeter there. He's like one of their traders.
Uh-huh.
He bought so much of the Omega. Thought he could like resell it at a higher value, but he has just been. It would be hilarious if it wasn't so tragic. Like, he's locked in a meat locker there, and you can hear the screams. We've got a pool going for how long it'll take before someone gets him down. I will. He's offering some like buku bounty on it to go get him, pull his ass out of there. But I am not going anywhere near an outbreak. So the job is Andre, which is AND. I don't know if I'm saying it right. ANDRZEJ at the Megamart, and the Megamart has gone hot. Basically, something has broken out there, and the nearby enclave of Megamart has apparently fallen.
Oof, that's not good.
And that isn't good, in fact, Arbite. Would you like to make me a self-control check as you find the news of a nearby enclave going hot?
See. So I'm going to roll my dice. I'm going to find that roller, and I'm going to roll those two, and I have a self-control of 2.
Yes, we'll have to do mental additions to the black die.
Oof. So that's a failure by 3 degrees.
That's a failure. Well, the degrees don't count. This is just a 1-2 detachment, I think, here. Witnessing inflicting pain upon others, right?
Yeah.
It's detachment from quite a lot of people. Just, like Megamart. You know people at Megamart before, right? Like, you've met them. It's a nearby sort of like farming and food export place. Who knows how many of them are left, right?
So here's the question then. Like, for this kind of job, do I need to find somebody around here to negotiate with, or is this me trying to?
He's on his he is locked in a meat locker, on Ubik, basically, like trying to basically saying like, look, I'll pay people, come get me, and most crews are saying no at the moment.
Well, I will talk to the crew,
and
I will say, because you can do this during prep work, if you guys can go and see if there's other jobs out there, somebody can go and see.
Yeah. I will in fact drop prep work onto the negotiation tracker tab, because the negotiation stage of job findings bit is so separate from the rest of it that I could put the rules for that on the negotiation tracker. So if we look underneath negotiation skills, I've just put the little cheat sheet. I've just took a little snippet of it, starting on row 30. Use the skill to gather information. You can ask what contracts are available. What will a specific contract require? As in, like, and I've kind of given that away for free in many cases. It may be more detailed, but he has a fairly basic job. Come save my ass.
Yeah. I will say to them, now, this is a tough job. If you want, we can bear down and see what else we can find out about this job, or one of you guys can look around and see if you can find something else that we can look into. That's your call on this. If you want me to negotiate with Andre, I'll do that. But if there's something else out there that might be less hazardous, maybe we can find that.
Now, Takedown. What do you think of a job to go into a Megamart that may be filled with vectors and, at the very least, those who have died will be casualties?
I think that'd be awesome because, chopping wood, my axe don't do too well on that. That's just keeping it ticking over. Baby needs to roar. So, I think we need to beat any other group that's going to get to Megamart because, they're going to whittle down the numbers and that ain't good.
So would you like to look to see if there's any competition for the contract?
Yeah. Yes. Let's sort of hang around the camp gate and see if, either any of the guards going out have seen anything or heard anything.
What kind of you can use any of these skills in a very PBTA fashion, like criminology would be like a break into the thing and steal like the rotor or whatever, right? Or foresight could be I just know about these. I think about who might be doing it, or charisma skill could be I go talk to someone or whatever, right? So you tell me what it is that you use. I mean, you can even use like a fight one to say I go and punch a guy, start a fight with someone from the crew. It's not so good at the information stage, but later.
Well, I'm going to intimidate the guys around the gate. Tell me, is anybody else gone out in Megamart direction? I need to know who they are. You need to get that info to me. If not,
is there maybe like a little, like what's it called? Like a gossip, like a sort of stool, like a someone who you can put the squeeze on and who's like, oh yeah, I heard everything. Like,
I think I think a guy called Marty.
Marty the mouse.
Marty the weasel.
He wants to be called Marty the Mouth, but everyone just calls him Weasel.
I've definitely coined him the Weasel. He just sort of, shows up, starts stinking out the place wherever he turns out. He's got some right whiny little weasel type voice. And he's always sort of checking out the women as well, which never sits well with me.
Nice. So you come, Marty is sat by the lake watching some of the, the women doing the, like washing the clothes and things like that and cleaning things in the stuff. And he's sitting back on like a broken, like scavenged sun lounger. And he's, got one broken lens on his sunglasses as he sort of sits back, and then he just sees a shadow of Takedown loom across him. Why don't we roll that intimidation to see how well this goes?
I've got 1 in intimidation, so this might not go that well. Highlight both dice.
Nice, you do it. 7-5.
Excellent.
Yeah.
There we go. You little weasel. Tell me what you know.
Yeah. I wasn't looking at. I wasn't looking at Mary. I swear. Takedown. I swear.
You better not have been.
I would never look at the sisters. Yeah. I mean, don't. What, listen, listen. I know something. Okay.
What do you know, Marty?
I know that some of the deacons are thinking about taking Andre's job.
Is that right? The deacons.
Yeah, they say that it'll be easy. Like, they kill all the zombies that come up against our fence, so like they can do Megamarts.
Well, if they ever come and speak to you, let them know that going outside the gate is a lot harder than just manning a wall.
Yeah, of course, Takedown, of course. Hey, I mean,
that's our job.
If you go out there, maybe you could tell me, you could put in a good word for me with Andrew.
You just sort of trails up. Hear that, Marty? You're lucky that you still got your eyeballs.
Oh. And he just sort of like goes, you push him off the sun lounger right into the ground. And he like spits and then walks, just watches you as you go away, right?
I'll be doing that sort of.
Yeah. Black math can count to 2 and 1. So the competition is some members of the deacons are thinking out. So that means that during the negotiation, they may try to undercut you, which is effectively force you 1 down from the negotiation point. which can be resisted by Lowell, but can also be removed entirely by a scam.
We've got healthy, excited people who can take them out of the picture.
Oh yeah, entirely, yeah. Shanti, what's your feeling on this? Do you want to look for other work or do something to prep for this?
I don't want to look for other work, but my prep for this is I go to the archived, like I borrow somebody's laptop or whatever, like.
Well, if you're going to borrow a laptop, let's see what you want to do.
Like that.
Yeah.
What I want is I want to look up the archived website listing for this Megamart location. I don't know if you've ever looked up a store on like if this Target has a pharmacy and an extra big outdoors section depending on where it is. So I want to look up that Megamart and find out all the cool stuff that Megamart has, and maybe some of the and that might also give us some leverage on
we do 2 rounds of this basically. So we do a prep work one, which is kind of about what jobs are out there and what sort of preparations you do for getting a job. And then during the negotiation, Lowell does a round of negotiating, and then you do scams in between, which would be the stuff that gives you the spots to exploit for the leverage over the guy. So in this case, I would be taking it as the question of what will the job require, expanded out to kind of what is Megamart like?
Yeah, and
right?
I may even be able to get a rough floor plan of it, from that website.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, a lot of people run red markets with floor plans and stuff, and I like the idea, but then I find that maps always get in the.
Oh, no.
I check this room,
sorry.
I check that room.
Yeah, not as in a put a map up there for us, but I
know. Yeah.
Narratively, I can go. The pharmacy is to the left, like that kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So, are you doing a research check? It sounds like.
Let me see here. I don't have any research.
You could do a foresight.
Can I use foresight?
I think foresight will be more about remembering a previous time that you've been to Megamart and thinking about
oh my god,
that also has a benefit.
Yeah, I might have even gone to that one to buy stuff for my trip before I went to went out into the woods or something like that. Yeah. Okay. That's because I bought my trail mix there. So remind me exactly how I'm rolling this.
You roll the red dice and the black dice, and we just mentally add whatever your relevant skill is to the black dice value.
Okay, so I've got a 1 in foresight, but so we're just adding 1. The 2 is just is where that skill tops out, right?
It would do, yes.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to roll a red and a black. And I just do the little circle there, right? I click them both and then and then click the circle down on the bottom?
Yes. Yeah. I think you can also click them both.
Okay. Yep. Nope. I got 7 under 9 is what I got there.
So you remember from Megamart is that it's it's a bit of a walk away. There's a shortcut going through the thing, through off the roads. There's a highway route that's quicker. They grew stuff on the roof, but they had good walls, and that's about it, really.
Yeah. Okay.
You could at this point spend a reference to find a contact who you could give you, and you'd be in bet to bounty. You'd owe them 1 bounty at the end of the mission for it. But I'll let you in on the behind the screen version of this area is that those are better saved for scams rather than prep at this point, I would say.
No, I'm not giving up bounty just to get the skinny on that. So,
when everyone's failed, when you've got someone who can automatically succeed on the network check, I can't imagine anyone will be spending references on prep work because you've always got a job in front of you, basically. Backslash, how are you feeling about the Megamart job?
It sounds dangerous, doesn't it?
It does.
So backslash would probably look for an alternative contract.
Okay.
And I looked through my skill list. I've got athletics and first aid, which might be applicable.
You could do a shift in the infirmary and
that is what,
try and chat to people there, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Maybe guards that have been injured, or just patients.
Burn 1 charge off your first aid kit, though.
Does cost a charge from my first aid kit?
Mm-hmm.
Let me have a look at my first aid kit. How many charges do I have?
10.
That sounds okay then. You're a hard game master, but I will pay the cost.
That's Red Mart. If Jim had actually had research, I was going to make Arbite burn a charge off his laptop, or find someone who's willing to lend you a laptop, which wouldn't be an immediate give. So yeah, you go. So if you want to roll first aid, and you can add the extra charge. I'm going to allow you to add the charge as an extra +1 as well.
So go on.
It's what plus your first aid skill, and then +1 for the charge.
Nice. So I roll. Where am I? /.
And by the way, guys, don't feel too.
So
I'm not fussed if you roll somebody else's dice just because it's more visible there. And if anybody is, please speak up and we'll all respect it. But
so I rolled a 1. I got 2 on first aid, and I got the charge, which is 4.
Mm-hmm. 4 over 3.
4 over 3.
Nice. Well, it's a stressful shift at the thing. Like the weasel came in with a busted lip, and he was whining the entire time there. Some of the deacons came in and they were talking about, how they were looking at doing this job that could maybe get them some more money rather than just doing grunt work at the fence. But while you're patching people up, the doctor there, one of the sisters, supposedly immune, tells you about you're a crusader, right? Like you believe that we can solve all this one day.
Yes, sister. I strongly believe that.
Huh. I mean, I guess you got to have faith in something, right? And she smiles as she binds someone's. She counts out one of the last remaining bits of children's penicillin to give to this guy, and then it's like, oh, you're not the only one. There's this woman lives out, in some sort of trailer or something out in the countryside, but. Yeah, she's on the Lifelines forums talking about how she wants to hire a crew to study the casualties. Something about their movement patterns or something. So yeah, you have you now know of the job, which is called "And Now for the Weather." So you know what? Let's write down that on the character keeper. Underneath crew details and assets, why not, right? And now for the weather job, which entails a scientist who wants you to go and study some casualties up close and personal, basically. And anything more would require more thing. So those are the 2 options on the table. What do you guys go for? I think we know where takedowns advocating for, right? I imagine / might be advocating for the now for the weather job. I will also throw out there that inevitably this has got more of a time limit on it than the other job, just because it's a guy calling for help from the side of a meat locker rather than a woman who's looking for work. So I think we know where the 2 believers go, diametrically opposed.
As it should be.
Shanti, how do you feel?
The Megamart has 3 aisles of books.
Or it did. They must be around there somewhere.
You
still,
know,
right?
like some of them got to still be there. That's, you know, this is this is a job for this is an excuse to go to Megamart, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, well, as a scavenger,
you
there
know,
will be
get this
so
douchebag
much
out of there.
stuff left over.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. An outbreak?
I am not one to create a 2-2 split, so kind of holding my own. And since we've got 2 and 1, I'll defer to the Megamart as the job.
Very diplomatic for an arbiter, as it were.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to burn a charge off your laptop to speak to Andre.
Okay.
And we enter negotiation, which, like I say, is its own mini game essentially, right? But because you've started off, you know, immediately with them, you will wait. So I only reveal the price to you when you've gone up 1 on the tracker, right?
Okay.
You need to move 1 up to find out, or that could have been a prep work to find out how much each jobs pay.
Sure.
But the way this works is that we do a opening round, an opening leadership check to see how well things go. And then it'll do a round by round thing. So we'll do an opening leadership check, and then Lowell will do the first round of the negotiation, and then we'll go over to one of you. We'll do it in character keeper order, right? We'll start off at Horst, and he'll get to do a scam, and maybe give Arbite some things to leverage here. All of the scams are referenced on row 24, column A, BC of the thing.
The important ones are, from what at least reading through, giving a +2 to somebody's roll, and also taking the bad guys out from undercutting us. Or like I would say those are like the starting points of scams.
Cover a spot is a really powerful as
Yeah.
well, because that allows you to turn a +1 into a +2, essentially. Otherwise, they will always go down 1.
Yeah. So
you'll have to
it's
push
finding out their weakness.
Yeah,
So using
because they've got tough spots, weak spots, and soft spots as well, essentially. And I have an image of Andrej so that we can look at his lovely face while we do these things. I did try to find a more Weasley version of him, but I ended up with a guy who looks quite big buff, actually. But
Well, it was going to be Andre the Giant.
So we have Andrej, and this is hot and cold running blight is the job.
Okay. I'm rolling.
Yeah, you roll leadership.
So that's successful because I have a 3 in leadership.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I will make that.
A success means that you know what it is. Otherwise, I'd have to re-roll and see how long it's going to last. Your black plus leadership divided by 2 equals a number of negotiation turns. So
it's an 11
divided by 2. It's 5. Let's
5.
say.
Okay.
5 rounds to push and get up. You can always bring negotiations to a close with an intimidate, basically. But with 5, it's going to give everyone a chance for a scam and a chance for you to maybe pull something back if you mess up a roll, you know. But it's also another chance to get pushed down 1 if you don't.
Right.
But anyways, you bring up the, you get your laptop open, you sit down in, you turn it around, you pull down the thing to give the zoom background to give yourself a slightly more professional thing. What do you put on your virtual background to appear more professional? Arbite.
Oh, I think I do go for the real mono. There's some like color stuff and then like a black backscape. No fancy decorations, anything like that.
And Andre shows up, and he is he's like stares blinking at you, and he says, hello, and you hear,
Ooh, that sounds hot
and
there.
he's like,
that sounds hot.
yes, well, I am safe in a meatlocker, of course. Any sensible person would have found cover immediately. And you hear, oh God, help me, let me in, you son of a boom, boom. And he's like, yes, well, you are here to take my job, yes?
We're calling to check in on this and see what the deal is. That's we heard it's nasty there. So
yes,
of course we want to save you.
Yes, well, why don't we start off with you rolling? What are you rolling for? What skill do you want to bring into this? You get to go first. Or?
Yeah, I'm just persuading. Hey, we're here to help you out. We're good people.
Okay.
Looking to do this, but of course we want to get recompensed for that.
Okay.
Now I'm going to save burning a charge on my laptop because that'll give me a +2, but I'll hang on to that for later on.
Mm-hmm.
Or can I burn that afterwards with this?
What's the upgrade? It's the
+2 to persuasion.
I think that would be beforehand, because the way that seems to be phrased is that you've already laid the groundwork when you come to use it.
So I will hang on to that for this time because we've got some rounds. So I'm going to roll with persuasion to see what he thinks of all this, which is going to be a success.
A success, nice. Well, he says, I've heard of you on the lifelines. I haven't had anything to do but read for the last few hours, but you're part of the Crusade, right?
That we are.
And you guys go up 1, so now you're at value. And he does not go down 1 because he is simply using his sensitivity to read one of your spots.
Okay.
So he is going to read I think as part of the chat around, like as he's looking you up. He's going to find out that you're a hustler, your tough spot. I think that you talk a lot, that you have a lot of friends and everything like that, right?
That'll get some money out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then we cut over to Horst. Would you like to do a scam to help out?
Also, I would like to help sabotaging the competition.
You're going to discourage the deacons from taking this job. Nice.
And my question is, can I use sword? Probably not.
If you challenge one of the deacons to a fight with a sword, I think that's probably a bit extreme for it would require like another roll, but you could take them on in like hey, you know what, why not, let's do it, challenge them to because they've got melee weapons as well, right? They're fencemen, they've got spears, a lot of them, and clubs and things like that. So you're going to go over to one of the deacons and challenge them to a sword fight?
Yes, I will.
Yeah?
It's obviously not a fight to death. It's, asserting my dominance over them.
You takers, you can do everything. You think that you're so tough? Yeah, you don't do it day in, day out, right? We don't know what it takes to take down these zombies, okay? You think you're so big? Look at you. Guy carries a sword. She carries a sword, everyone. What kind of idiot carries a sword? Yeah, you remember when that weeboo tried to take down that casualty? Man, they screamed for hours. I bet that thing's not even real.
Well, I'm pretty sure that standing on guard for 10 hours will toughen you up, my friend.
So why don't we cut to the, he spits and he goes like, my spear against your sword. Slash.
All right, my sword against your tiny spear.
Okay.
Well, that tiny spear
So-
is probably indicative of your dick, I would say.
Ooh. Yeah, well, that sword's indicative of yours.
Backslash laughs in
Yeah.
a well-mannered way. So, how does it work?
So you have to, since you're using your sword, this is you're actually using it. You need to spend 1 ration to do it because it's an athletics thing. And then you get to just roll and add your sword, or you can spend extra rations to give yourself more of a boost.
Let's look at my.
And I'm not going to be cruel and have you have to make an athletics check unless you miss on the sword, like to dodge his return blow, you know.
I gamble and just take the 1 ration.
Okay, mark off a ration and then roll the dice. And
1 charge. I forgot to charge the first aid kit.
Yeah, I will say that like the pain with red markets is initially having to tell everyone constantly to spend a charge, burn a charge, do a thing.
Yeah,
because most things require a cross off your sheet kind of stuff.
I will do it after the fight, but I make a note.
Okay.
All right, let's roll.
We are also using the honor system. I will never check to see if you actually do.
Do I roll both? Yeah. Both.
Yes, you always roll both.
Oh my lord, this is not good. It's a 5 under 8.
5 under 8, right? So you take up a kendo fighting style, right? And this guy looks absolutely like he's just a big sort of like thick-necked kind of like, you know, this guy like he's got tough since the crash, but he didn't train beforehand. He hasn't learned anything. He just pugs that spear into idiots' heads, and he's holding it, and you're just like, this is a classic takedown. And as he shoots in the spear, you just nimbly step aside, and then that's when he just twists and pulls it. You like sweeps the back end of it and knocks your legs out from underneath you. And you know, I'm not going to go for it. You just get embarrassed, right? The roll fails. You have not undercut the competition. You can again use a reference now to get somebody else to do it on your behalf and owe them a bounty.
I don't know how desperate we are with the scams. I mean, I actually trust Shanty and Takedown to maybe.
Cool. Okay. I just want everyone. Yeah. Well, no. We will do it. This is the end of that round of scams. Now Lowell does another round of negotiation, and then we'll cut over to you, Paul, to take down for it. So, Arbite.
Do I get a scam?
Yes, we're just doing it in character keeper order. So
got it. There we go. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's like Lowell, Horst, Lowell, Paul, Lowell, you, Lowell.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Round that will just be Lowell.
Okay,
basically.
yeah, I thought we all went and then Lowell went and got it. Cool. Okay, now I get it.
Imagining like Ocean's 11, like cutting backwards and forwards. It's like Arbite's like, I know this job's fine because my crack crew is taking care of the competition.
Yeah, and then
yeah. Anyway, Andres looks at you and says, like, I've heard things about you, young one. I've heard that you have so many friends and so many debtors as well. And he's going to play your tough spot, and he's going to push +2 down this round, basically.
So how do I counter that?
Deception. And you get a free deception. You know, like you can make your deception check to resist it, and also make a move to push up or read his spot.
Yeah, then I think that is, I'm like, I've got 2 deception. So I'm like, yeah. I mean, certainly, I'm doing a little flush right now. In good shape. I'm certainly not locked in a meat locker. So I got some room out here, and you know, I would like to help you out. You know, you do well by us, we do well by you.
So that's your persuasion for the round.
I think that's
so let's start
with my deception here.
Yeah.
I think of like, hey, I'm not as bad off as you might have heard.
Yeah, maybe that rolls into it, right? Like, oh, debtors? I mean, I've got debts, but I got plenty of breathing space. It's not
Yeah,
like I'm in a meat locker or anything,
exactly,
right? Like, yeah.
exactly. So this is my deception, so I'm rolling with a +2. Ooh, no.
Ooh, no. So he gets to push down too.
Okay.
If you want to roll your persuasion to see whether you are able to push up 1, though, to meet him in the middle.
Yeah, I think I'm going to burn a charge on that one.
Okay.
As we're talking, I'm looking at my stuff and kind of pushing out some more of my spam stuff.
Yes, it's driving down the chat about like, but yeah, that guy owes me 2 bounty, never paid it back, piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I know. Well, we're all good people.
Okay.
So let me change my thing first, and then I'm going to roll with a +5. So yeah, that's a win.
Good call. That's a win. Cool. So you can move up to labor. So he's going to tell you. So now that you've moved up and everything, you get to see that it is worth 7. So the job at value is going to be worth a total of 15 bounty.
Okay.
At the moment where you are at labor, you've got your crew's breakpoint added to the price. So that will mean that you get the 13 that you all need to survive, right? But you won't pay for your equipment.
Push that up.
That money, by the way, is split between, the 15 that's on the table is the pool, basically,
I really need to know what this guy's weak spot is, guys. Just putting that out there.
So takedown. Arbeit has asked you beforehand that what you need to know is like, Andre, like, how can we play on his like insecurities and weaknesses, which is finding out his weak spot. You are muted.
Yeah, finding out some guy's weak spot. I'm awesomely skilled in this area.
Mm-hmm.
You can do something else and leave it for Jim. I'm good either way. How you guys want to play
I'll
this?
hand the baton to Jim.
Okay, we'll take it out of the. So Shanti can go first in the scammer area.
Learning his weak spot. Man, I'm not social either, but I can.
You have sensitivity.
I do have some sensitivity. I mean, is he from here? Is he?
No, he is from the smaller enclave of the Megamart. It's relatively nearby. It is a trading partner, however.
Oh, okay.
I mean, so he's known to you guys.
Got it. So there. What is sensitivity under?
Charisma. You have a 1.
Got a 1.
Your character sheet is the one that I look at to remind myself of the character sheets, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Man. I was planning on just supporting Arbeit, but
this is how you support Arbeit, though.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, so okay.
Oh, you were planning on just doing the add.
Yeah, add +2 to the negotiator roll. Although I put so how would I go about? So would this just be like? Is this just like I'm sitting there in the background while he's doing this, and I'm trying to?
No, this is non-linear.
Yeah. Oh,
this could be previous interactions with him. In different framings, right? It might be like the job that is like less time demanding, right? Like it could be the stuff that you did beforehand, but for this particular one, we have to frame it as either stuff that you know already, or that's taking place in a relatively short amount of time, right?
Yeah, and
so
so
sensitivity, foresight.
how
foresight
loosey,
would be knowing him.
yeah, how loosey goosey are we with how we use these skills that we have?
Pretty loosey goosey, I think.
I mean, if they are concerned about keeping stuff secure, then maybe they brought me in to work on some locks or something like that. To whatever it was he wanted to keep safe. They hired me to come in and because people know that I'm actually a locksmith.
Okay.
So,
yeah. You did some lockpicking work. You did some locksmithing work for him before.
Yes, yeah.
Somebody who actually can. You opened the door, the security door to the back. One of the security doors that they couldn't get open without breaking
sure.
it down.
Yeah, absolutely.
You lockpicked it, right?
Yeah, that's totally legit. Yeah.
So
yeah.
let's roll the skill to see how well you did that.
Cool.
Basically.
So I've got 2 in that. So let's see what we got here. Boom, boom. And then reroll those. So I got a 2 on the black, which turns into a 4 over 1.
Nice. So you find out his weak spot was what Lowell asked for, and his weak spot, he was really impressed with your job, and he said, this is more of what we need out here in the Lost. We need people with skills and the will to use them. Too many people sit on their ass out here and they complain about how the DHQS left me behind to die. Poor people are just unmotivated. You can do anything with the right motivation. Open this door that everyone said could not be opened, right?
Yeah, and not only that, but I came tooling up on my bicycle. I whipped my lockpick. It was
entrepreneurial spirit. I admire.
I was showing up at your door like an old school locksmith would. So yeah, I think that's great.
So Lowell, you have the weak spot. Poor equals unmotivated, basically. So that's his view on things. Just because this is the first one, I'll give a little bit more than I might do in the next ones. But ways that you could exploit that would be to play on exactly what Shanti's just done then by showing spirit, by sympathizing with that idea, or appealing to this ideology of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. You are muted.
Then I think my tactic is, hey, we're not strangers to you, Andre. You know Shanti. We're go-getters. We heard what you needed, and we are up on it. We're motivated, and we're going to get the job done. That we're the people that will do this. We're not just some takers going and scavenging, stripping them all and leaving you in the meat locker. We're there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll go for that. Yeah. So that is a +2 if you make your persuade. Well, no, you +1 anyways, and then you get a +1, and he's going to push 1 down effectively. So at the moment, if you both were just at a +1, you would just stay static where you are. You would push against each other. But if you get a +2, you'll push him back 1.
How many more rounds of negotiation do I have?
This is the 3rd round. There'll be 1 more scam, 1 more round, and then there'll be another round that you can stop with an intimidation check.
Let's not burn a charge. Well, no, I'm going to burn a charge. Yeah. So I'll burn the charge on this for my persuade.
I'm imagining beforehand, while you're out checking and finding things, your little brother was just.
Yeah. Just keep hitting this button. Yeah.
You know what? Your little brother has got Ubix specs. He's doing it as well. He's your ace in the hole.
So it's 12 over 10. It's very good. It's very, very good that I did that, because otherwise it would have been 10-10.
And so you're on now 100% markup. So you're at 30. You're going to get paid for this, plus your break points, right? And he is sitting on hazard pay, which will be you get an extra bounty for every leg that you do. And he says, yes, you're right, Shanti. You're not like those layabouts who just wait for jobs to fall into their lap. I tried to speak to so many crews. That brotherhood of yours, They said that they weren't going to risk their ass for something that they could pick over 2 days later. Yes? But you show initiative. I like initiative. It's good. Yeah, then it is time for another scam. It's takedown. Do you have any scams that you would like to do? You're going to try and find another spot, give Lola +2, or take out that competition?
Yeah, I think it's time to get rid of the competition.
Cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think find sort of one of the sort of team commanders of the deacons. Find him in, in a bar or some sort of rec room, and yeah, I think a bit of let's go for the Russian slapping competition, because that just amazes me, slapping each other across the face. It's for winners.
Is this the guy who beat Backslash as well, right?
Yeah,
yeah. And he's like,
I need a bit of revenge.
Yeah. That stupid broad. I mean, she came at me with a sword, and I gave her the old one too. If she was a casualty, I would have put a hole in her head, right? And then it's like, oh.
That's the last time you ever do that.
Oh yeah, I'll take you on any game you want.
Here we go then. Let's warm those hands up.
Yeah, and what skill are we looking at for that? Paul?
No, I think athletics.
Resistance? Athletics is more like speed dodging kind of stuff. Actually, no, I'll go for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Resistance
I'm happy
probably
to go
fits
with
more with
resistance.
it, because resistance is more like you can take more than he can take.
Yeah, let's go with resistance.
By the way, don't pretend that I haven't noticed that so few of you actually have anything in resistance, right? Because that just means that you are going to get steamrolled by the first zombie that comes plowing out at you.
I've got some resistance.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, it's the other people I'm looking at.
So yeah, here we go. So resistance, I've got +2 in that.
You can spend a ration to boost it, I think.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
I've already rolled, so I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, fair enough.
So +2, that's 3/2.
3/2, cool. Well, he slaps you right as hard as he can. You just
bring the pain.
And at the end of it, and he's just like, oh, and it's like, Carl, stop, man, let him win. He's black math, he's nuts. And you're like, I count 5
Yeah,
more
I think
at
just
least.
spitting a bit of blood.
Yeah.
Down on the ground. Feel the pain.
Yeah. And Carl
That's for Backslash.
The last hit takes Carl straight off his seat, and he crashes to the ground. And they go, shit, there's no way we can go out to Megamart with him without Carl. Christ. So the competition has been taken out. There is no undercut that's going to come for this. Back to negotiation. So he's going to push down 1 low. And this is going to be, there's no more scams left on the table. Everyone has done their scams. So basically, this is a point where you've got 2 more rounds, and he will definitely push down 1. Do you want to just draw this to a conclusion now, or try and hope for the crit success that will let you push up 2?
Crit
And remember,
success.
you can spend wills. Crit success is double evens. Double odds is crit failure. You can spend a will to boost a success to a crit success, or to reduce a crit failure to a failure.
Yeah, let's do one more round here.
Okay. So this is round 4 that we're on now. And he is oh, you know what he's going to do? He's actually going to sit back and he's going to read another one of your spots. He's going to take your soft spot with waste not, want not.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems fair.
As he says, you're all, he's not playing it now, he's just reading it. And he's like, the more I hear about your crew, the more I like. That shanty shows so much entrepreneurial, and you've really found your niche here, right? Interesting. And what do you do you can deceive to resist that, but I think that does take up your turn. Oh, can you deceive to resist that? Sorry, I'm just tripping myself up on the things here now. No, they can only defend against the spots, not against the read. I apologize.
Then
So, yeah.
I'm going to work my persuasion here.
The problem with listening to playtests of the game is that sometimes you can remember what the rules used to be rather than they are now.
So that's a success by 2.
Okay.
And I'll spend a will to...
Up to a crit.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's going to push you 2 while he sits at 1, right? And you're going to push him back over to expenses, right? And you're right up against him on hazard pay.
Right.
And this all comes down to the final leadership check, or this round where he's going to try and play your weak spot against you. But you can just close into. Well, no, you already did the persuade rather than thinking.
No,
so this round he's going to play his thing and he's going to push
I'll work
2.
to defend is going to be my thing.
Yeah, waste not, want not. I mean, that's there's so much at the Megamart. You let me out. The casualties. Some of these people who went Vector, they will be dead. They will be in torpor. They will not have re-risen. You can just pick your way out of here if you're good enough. Waste not, want not, after all.
I say, yeah. This is my deception framing is, and I think you're absolutely right. But it is like the other guy said, they can pick up the scraps afterwards. Because for me, just as you're valuable, I wouldn't want to waste your opportunity, but I don't want to waste my compatriots. If anything, they're the most valuable thing to me. I can't afford to waste them.
This is a deception check, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see how we do with this. Please. Oh, no.
No, so he is going to push +2. I do think the deceptions are free to defend. To use it to defend is a free action. So do you want to do? He's going to push you +2 at the moment. You're pushing 0.
Then I'm going to push back with, look, we're talking. Let's get this settled out here. The longer you drag it out, the more I'm hearing that banging outside your door, and I'm worried that we're going to lose you.
So do you want to end the negotiations now before he gets a chance to push and lose out on the, just end it and it'll stop now?
And where will we be at that point?
This comes into one of those gray areas, whether he'll push before. Yeah, that's the point. I think that it'll just end the thing basically.
But I still get that. We still do that leadership check to see.
We still do the leadership check, whether he comes down to meet you or you come up to meet him. So this intimidation will immediately push us to that leadership check, effectively.
Yeah, and see if I do the persuasion on this, then we're going to the leadership check on the next thing because there's no more negotiation rounds, right?
No, there's actually one more round. Because you went 5.
Okay. Intimidation, not my strong suit on this. No, I got to keep playing the game. I got to keep pushing.
I will say that intimidation is the better choice in terms of the overall number because you have very little to gain from going one more round. It's the better choice, but it's the one that you're less likely to succeed.
Yeah. I know we'll have to play with those points. So I'm going to try and push on persuasion here. Push back. So
2-5. Your persuasion was just
3. Now it's 5-5.
It's 5. Well, yeah.
When
ties go to the markets, unfortunately.
I know that's what I'm thinking here.
Can spend a will to flip
other
it.
Will point.
Okay.
I'll burn my second will point.
Okay. This is what happens to the negotiators: is they burn all their will before they get to the bit where the zombies try and eat them. So you push 1 back. So he is pushing 2. Yeah. So he's going to knock you back down to 100% markup, and he'll be on hazard pay.
Okay.
And the last round is just going to be like, you're right. You know, it's time. Time. You're going to take the job or not take the job. I'm willing to pay. You have the terms. You've impressed me, but it's time to put up. Or I will just find somebody else who is well willing to do it without so much talking. That's just to push one down. You have a chance to push this all the way back up to expenses again with a crit success, basically.
So this is the leadership check or the persuasion?
This is another persuasion and then the leadership.
Okay.
So we're on round 5. The leadership check comes after the rounds of negotiation. You just got very high on your leadership check at the start, basically.
Yeah. Then what I'm going to do is, this is what the gear is for. It's not going to help me if I'm not out in the field. I'm going to burn another charge.
Nice.
And I'm going to roll here. So that is 11 to a 2.
Nice. You push him up. Now, do you have any will to spend?
No.
No, then you can't turn it into a critical success.
I know.
So you stay there, and he says, deal. Okay, you have job. All right. Now, let's just hash out the final terms. He sends you over like a draft contract, right. Whatever. This is your leadership check time.
That is 9 over 7.
Nice. So you go up to hazard pay. So there is an extra 2 bounty for each of you, basically. Mm-hmm. So you get 1 extra bounty per leg. And Andre's like, oh, great. I'll get moving, okay?
Right away.
I will even throw in an extra, the legs, they're paid for. I'll pay your hazard pay, no problem, okay? But I will throw in an extra bounty if you go fast.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, take the quick route. Don't go down the highway. I need.
We're coming. Sooner we get this done, the sooner I'm getting my people together and going.
Cool. So he is asking you to go the faster route over the highways. And
that's not for me to say or for him to say. That is for my team to say.
Yes, but he will pay you extra if you take the fast route.
I will inform them of that.
Mm-hmm. So I need to do some maths on how much money you're going to get out of this. I will record that on the sheet, but now seems like a good time for our break, right?
Yes.
Is it okay if we just do a break, like one break this game, and then we can always, would that be work for everyone? We can always, you can nip off for a bio break or whatever at any point. Don't worry about it. I won't be offended. So we'll take a 10-minute break now.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, 10-minute break now, and see you all.
I want to subtract the ration, but it's not on my character sheet. I don't know if I made a mistake.
It's at the bottom on the first one, because the rations are part of your main thing. If you look on your underneath your little figure.
All right.
Because everybody has rations. Rations are, they're called rations, right? And we can think of them as food. And if you were to get like a big load of food, that would be like a free refresh of rations. But really, they just represent like calories at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. I found.
Yeah. Just to remind everyone that when you run out of charges, you can spend a refresh from your underneath your adaptability to do it, to refresh any object. We don't count bullets, it's ammo, it's med picks, whatever, right? Did anybody else have to burn anything? Just Lowell burned a hell of a lot of his laptop charges, I guess. And you burned one off your first aid kit. Yeah, and that is about it, really. So, it's I think that all took place overnight, right? Like in the evening, okay? And nobody travels at night unless they can avoid it. And Andre doesn't expect you to travel at night because he wants you to arrive here and save him, right? So he's going to spend the night in here, but he still needs you to take as fast a route as possible in the morning. Okay, so it's daybreak. The deacons wave you through the fences. One of them, like with 2 huge puffy cheeks and a split nose. Carl, like looking at a takedown, who's probably got 2 red marks on his cheeks, and that's about it, right? They don't give Shanty shit with no / shit with the sword. and they nod you through. Now, fast via the highways or slow. No, fast doing the fast via the highways or slow. I did write down how I wanted to frame this. I apologize. Slow is basically going over the highways, sorry, and fast is cutting through sort of the back roads and stuff,
I will say this to the crew. I'll say, if we go fast and we get delayed at all, we're going to get paid for slow. It's just going to do it that way. So just keep that in mind. But I'm not the guy who can tell us how we're going to get through these things. I just want to put the facts into onto the table, as it were.
And so for every leg, there'll be 2 legs. No matter what you do, they'll just take a longer amount of time. They're narrative legs rather than distance. Every leg costs you 1 ration to go through, so you'll all spend 2 rations to get through it. If you do some sort of if you had like a drone and you scouted ahead or whatever, right, you designate like who's doing that sort of like scouting or leading role kind of stuff, and they could give you a eyes up on whatever's happening on the leg, and you could choose to just go around in many cases and just burn an extra ration and spend a bit more time, which would be the delay that Arbeit has just mentioned. Then that is where I would rule a delay. If you run into things and you resolve it in like a few minutes, that's not going to delay. If you go around the long way, like that's going to burn it. We're on to the sort of the A, fast or short, and then B, marching order, as Alan likes to say when we do this kind of thing, right? Like, let's go to the old school. Is anyone going to be scouting, or are you going to move as a unit? Because failed scouting checks will leave the scout out on their own, essentially.
Is anybody a sort of sees themselves as a scout?
Yeah.
There we go.
These guys are on foot. I've got a bike.
Mm-hmm.
So I can kind of tool ahead, see what's going on, skip around, ride back. Like I just generally can cover more ground than everyone else. So I absolutely will be out front seeing what's going on, taking point.
And you, like, if you did run into trouble through something, because you're on a bike, all it would take would be a successful athletics check to get out of the hell away, unless they're in a car or something, in which case,
But in which case we're in trouble anyway. So
yeah. Well, who knows what it could be?
Whatever.
There is a random table which I did roll on earlier, so it's predefined, but it was random at one point.
Yeah, if it's a car, I start looking for those security stanchions to keep cars off of out of pedestrian streets and stuff like that I can skim between. So, but that's a bridge I'll cross when I get to it.
Who has got the highest foresight? Shanti's got 1. Does anyone have higher than 1 in their foresight? Nope. Everyone's just got 1 in foresight, I think. You know what? Since Shanti's going to be doing the scouting, backslash, would you like to make me, not backslash, is it backslash? Yeah, backslash. Would you like to make me a foresight check to maybe see if there's any more information, like what the slow or the fast one might offer in terms of encounters, kind of thing, just from here that you could think about?
Let's see. That is 1 under 10. Doesn't get any worse.
I mean, it's all the same, right?
Yeah.
Still. Just slow or fast. That's the only differences between them. So let's see a show of hands for fast. That's 2 for fast.
I don't vote on these things. I'm just telling you right now. So it's the 3 of you deciding, not me.
Okay.
So it's 2-1. That's
2-1. It's fast.
I mean, the flip side of if we get delayed, we get paid for slow is if we don't try this, there's no way we can get paid for fast.
Yes, very much.
Opportunity cost is going to bring the economics. All right. Micro.
I apologize because I should have said that was a chance for one of you to push your your spot, but instead what I'm going to do is...
I'm not missing out on a bonus.
Yeah, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Okay,
way.
I'll give you a will for that.
Yeah.
Shanti. We can play into it, right?
Yeah.
So you're hard pushing for it. And Lowell, as you're getting ready to go and you're getting ready to leave, Carl from the Deacons, as you're going out the gates, he goes, "Hey, you stop, right? You," and he takes he's like one hand up to he smiles and he calms down a bit more as yes, Jim, your will reset to what it was before, but it can go up beyond that in game.
When people call me out, I don't go to them. I just stop and I wait for them to come over because I've got my crew behind me, and I say,
and he comes over and says,
"Yes,
hey, you know that you're behind, right?
Well aware of that. That's why we're working.
You need to pay for your brother as well, right?
Understood.
I don't like making me do this. I'm not trying to crush your crew, but someone's got to come and get. You need to pay what your mouth's been writing. Do you understand?
Right now, every moment here is making it less likely that we can do that. So, I'd really like to get rolling that. How much do I owe?
You owe.
Yeah, roll that D10 for me.
Just three extra bounty that you owe.
I tell you what, because I've not spent all my bounty.
Okay.
So I tell you what, I'm going to show you that I'm a good guy, because I'm going out here and who knows, I might die, but I want you to get taken care of.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pull out my bounty and I'm going to hand him my remaining starting bounty,
which is
3.
Now, if only you had a spot that fit in with that.
I don't know.
No.
But I say, so we chill?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And
you make sure that he knows that we're chill, right? And he points the takedown over the shoulder.
We're all good. Yeah, no. Just want you to remember that I did a solid by you here. Mm-hmm. I owed you. I did it, and I didn't scam you at all on this. I didn't go out and risk myself and maybe cost you something. So,
you didn't know me. You owed the deacon. Okay.
I know, but you're the person who we're talking to. You're the person I'm doing this conversation with.
Okay. Good look out there, man.
Yeah,
Good
no.
There, all right.
We'll see you. Okay. I'll bring you back a Prezi.
Yeah, and as you go off, he goes like, "Hey, keep that sword arm up, Shanti." And he he's actually camaraderie, but he takes the finger as a camaraderie as well. I think,
Yeah.
So you're doing the fast route, and Shanti. So if you could all burn 1 ration to get to the leg, basically. Shanti, you want to roll me awareness to get a better read at it, or stealth to get... I think stealth on a bike, the bike is essentially allowing you to be narratively ahead of them to make an awareness check without them being visible with you as well, and to be able to get away if you want to do. But I'm not imagining being able to cycle right up behind someone and hide in the bushes.
No. That's not what I pitch. It also lets me carry more stuff because it's got saddlebags, so that's nice.
Oh yeah, completely, yeah.
So just before, because I'm still learning my way around the
no worries. Yeah.
stuff here. The rations are
awareness is under. Oh, the rations are underneath your little figure person on the right.
Okay. They're not in here.
No.
Okay. So I just want to go down.
HP boxes.
Okay. So that's a charge that I mark on that.
Yeah.
There we go. Cool.
Exactly,
okay.
Yeah.
So now I've got the whatever, the rightmost boxes and the Lex in it is what I want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Excellent.
And it'll just fill up all the way to the end. When you run out of rations, you have to take a round to recover up to your I think your speed in like emergency reserves, basically.
Yeah, sure. All right. So so I'm tooling up ahead of my bike, and every now and then I stop and I hop up on top of like a mailbox or like a newspaper box or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I pull my binoculars up and I kind of scan the horizon because my
Nice. You have binoculars as well, don't you?
give me a bonus to. I get a
+2 awareness.
+2 awareness and scavenging when assessing legs outdoors.
Yeah, this counts.
I think that's what we're
so
doing
you have
right
+2.
now. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you have a +2 there, and you have a +1 in awareness being, so that's going to be +3 on the black die.
Got it. Cool. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Ugh.
Ooh, 7 over 10.
7 under 10. Yeah.
7 under 10. Yeah. So you cycle up. You see a bridge, like a
that's bad.
just a covered bridge. It's very dark. It's going through. You cycle closer to get a look. Is it blocked, kind of thing? Like you're at an angle, right, and you're cycling down, the hill, the slope to sort of see it. And as you come over to the mouth, you can see that on the exit, right? It's very dark in there, but it just seems a straight shot, and you can see light at the end of this covered bridge. And you see, as you're like about to turn around and go back, a surly man with a shotgun like opens a car door that's sort of like rusting by the side of the road, and opens it up and waves to you and goes like, "You're gonna pay the toll? Need a guide to get through the bridge."
And I like smirk at him, and I just say, "Well, I haven't crossed it yet, have I?"
"Yeah, but you're gonna have to."
"Yeah, we'll see about that." And I'll turn up, and I'm just gonna kick my back wheel around and pedal back to the others and tell them what the story is with this.
Yeah.
Unless he's takes a shot at me or something like that.
No, he's not going to take a shot. No, you just, this is, you go back to the group. This is the option. Go through him, pay, do whatever you want to do. Why don't we ask Takedown? What's your read on this as Shanti comes back? And I'm imagining that you guys are sort of like on the corner of the road, right, where you can sort of see the figure now, like just stood with his shotgun, like looking around, and he pulls out a pair of binoculars and peers at you guys, like.
So he was definitely human. Shanti.
Yes.
Then I'm going to say, let's pay this. Let's pay the guy. Maybe we could hustle him down a bit.
Yeah, because when he says we need a guide through there, we need a guide to whatever booby traps he's installed to anybody that tries to get across that bridge. That's what he's going to guide us through.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully he can see our might. Not try and double cross us. But the quicker we can get to Megamart, the quicker we can get to the zombies.
Any objections?
Read.
Okay, cool. So you guys go down to meet the gatekeeper. Let's call him for now. He's not got such grand titles, but I need something to refer to him as. And the gatekeeper nods, and he brings a shotgun low kind of thing. And he says, "You can set the bounty down on the car. I'll take you right through. It's going to be 2. /Arbeit.
Heckling?
Yeah. You want me to talk to him?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, we're skint right now because we're going to do a job, but we can drop you a bounty now, and hopefully with what we get, we can catch another one on the way back, plus another, but right now we're tight.
I'll take care.
Then we can't do the job.
Can't do job if you don't get through tunnel. If you want to roll me a persuade to see whether he'll take the promise of bounty in the future. If he'll wire you his crypto account to pay him back at the end.
So
And a crit success will mean that it'll just do it for one.
okay,
You know.
that's a success.
Nice. So, he says, "Yeah, you look like survivors. Yeah. If you want to keep looking that way, you'll pay."
We got
Right.
you. We got you.
Okay. And he pulls out the chem light, snaps it on, clips it to his bag, and says, "This way."
Yeah, see, I was willing to push our luck because I don't want to waste our money on this guy if we don't have to.
Mhm.
So that is my waste not, want not. I'm willing to enter into a dangerous negotiation with this guy. Is my argument.
I think that's a bit of a weak one.
I'm
If
just
you
going to
said
keep.
there,
I'm
if you
going to
said
keep
there ain't
pushing
no
on
way,
it.
if you said there ain't no way we're paying you, get the hell out of the way, right? That would have
True.
leaned to that, right?
That's true.
You know, you may have worked out that behind the scenes that there may be slightly more difficulty in the fast route than the slow route, which is why Shanti would have got her will for the FOMO. Anyways, he snaps on the chem light and he takes you through. You follow closely, right? Do any of you have your own light sources?
I have a flashlight, but I'm not about to go waving around in front of this asshole. So it's gonna stay, in my, in my belt. So
Okay.
he's gonna guide us through. I don't want him.
He guides you
I don't
through.
want him knowing that if he strands us here, we can find our way out.
It's a straight line, you know. Like, yeah, you just see there's a clear path all the way. The shadows, this chem light doesn't illuminate very far, right? It lets you see him and it lets you follow him. And there's a point where he steps over, like, a bit of rubble on the ground or whatever, right? But it just seems absolutely whatever. And you just come out and he looks at you, smiles, and says, like, "They'll be waiting for that other bounty. You and pay it to the gatekeeper." And you can see on the other side there is an axe, rusty, with something dark and stained leaning against it, and you can see where he has rigged up a rope that he can run across the top of the bridge while you're inside of it and ambush anybody who doesn't pay on the other side. But you paid, so that's fine, and none of you looked what was in the tunnel. So yeah, you carry on, leg done, but you will owe the gatekeeper one bounty. And
Where's the bounty on our character sheet? Do we have to pay, like somebody has to pay, or is it like a group band?
It's owed to the group. We can discuss that at the payment, right?
Okay.
Like, does that come out of the pay? Who does it go to? Because at the moment you're on a odd number of bounty anyways, I think, overall. So that would mean that, and you may scavenge more, right? Which would mean that you, you're on 12.5 per taker, right? Which means that there's a spare one going effectively between all of you if you just took 12. So yeah, you are on 50 bounty. You did quite well out of that. You do meet you are on a profit margin. There is just one less bounty than there is enough of you to pay, where everyone walk away with one profit at the end of this, until you start paying, right? But anyways, so done. Through to the next leg. Again, if you would all like to spend another ration to get to this next leg. You're coming, you come through the covered fields. You're out into the like some of the plains, like just very gentle slopes around you now. And you're coming up. Shanti, I assume you're cycling ahead again, and Scout going to do an awareness check.
Yeah, if we can do second burst, same as the first. Like I said, I'll pull my binoculars out and see what's happening here. So,
like all slightly OSR games, there is a bit of a loop of doing the same actions again and again. But...
with the +3, that makes it 7/6.
Cool. You come around the corner.
Thank you, binoculars.
Here, and you look around the binoculars, and you see something moving off in the distance, and it's big, and it's that goddamn cow. It's a cow. Is it? What the fuck is that behind? Oh, there are people running behind the cow. You realize that's the direction the Megamart's in. The cow is coming straight down here towards you. And there seems to be about half a dozen, maybe more vectors chasing it, and you can just as you see them, you can hear on the distance. Make me a self-control check, Shanti, because vectors are bad news.
Yeah.
And one of them is a bad story.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So my self-control is 2. So bad here. I got 10/7.
There are ways away. You got the thing on them. You're okay at the moment. You know, you can. You just need to get back to the guys, tell them, and like they're gonna come. Fuck, what if they come this way? You know.
Yeah. Also, like, does anybody have like a rifle? Something we can shoot that cow and just take it down so that they dive on the cow, and while they're eating the cow, we can get around them.
I have no rifle, unfortunately.
A bow or something, or nobody's. Yeah, you guys are all up close and personal, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Make me a foresight check. If you don't have, you have foresight, Shanti. Make me a foresight check on what you just said.
7/4.
Yeah. And as you say, you're like, oh man, it's been so long since you've seen vectors. You've forgotten that it's not. They don't want meat. They don't do anything. They just go after everything that all casualties go after. It's noise, movement, light, like people. You know, like they're not looking to eat them. They're just looking to fuck up whatever's alive next to them.
Got it. Okay.
So if you shot it, it would probably hear the gunshot, and they'd all come.
There we go. So we want to find some place where they can go by and we can be quiet.
Yeah. Or you know,
if they kill it, we can check this spot on the way back if it hasn't been too long, because they don't infect meat. They don't infect animals. That's my recollection of it, right?
I mean, that is true. I get convinced, you know, let's hope you've got a good deception check when someone asks you, where did that come from? But it's you know, it's coming down and it's heading towards this path now. What are you guys going to do?
Off the road.
It's headed this way. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, is there a way to distract them? Couldn't you, you know, drive away a little bit and ring your funny little bike bell?
No.
You could try and kite them, but then you would have 6 vectors chasing Shanti.
No.
On a bike?
No.
Let's get off the road. Can we get off the road, please?
Okay, so the options are you can spend the extra ration to like cut away from here and get off the road entirely and not make any checks, or it's going to be stealth checks to try and hide as they storm, as a cow blasts past you and they go storming past.
Yeah, I'm up for the roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Or you could use other skills to sort of like identify some, you know what I mean? Like I'd say like I'd allow foresight to be like I see the good or awareness to be like I see the perfect hiding spot or whatever, right? Or stealth is like you just flatten down behind something or whatever. You can all feel free to choose and roll and spend or use whatever gear. And, you know, I'll go around you in turn and ask what your approaches are, and then we'll see who fucks up first.
Let's see. I mean, I have awareness. So I'm looking for something maybe elevated and out of sight, where we could all hide.
Well, everyone has to make a check, horse. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, roll me everyone. So you're going to roll awareness. Arbite, what are you going to roll?
I need to get hidden, and if it doesn't look like they're going to run, I can't get away from these guys. So I just got to make a stealth check.
Okay.
Because they're not going to take off.
Stealth.
And I believe it cost me a ration to do.
No. Oh. No ration to stealth.
Okay. In that case, I will roll. Let's see what we get here. Oh, not even a chance of that. That is way not happening.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm gonna do this as actually like group successes, group pass
Okay.
fail kind of thing. So that's
Oh,
one
okay.
fail.
7 over 1, so I have a success. And narratively, I
Cool.
could have taken Arbeit with me to the super
Well,
spot.
what I think is that our bike like goes, okay, shit, gotta hide, and then like dives down in like the grass, right? And then you're just fucking get up, man. Like,
Okay.
and you spot like in the sort of like some bushes along the side of the road, there is like a van that's crashed through the bushes and the doors are hanging open, right?
Nice.
So you're able to drag them into there. There's just enough space for the two of you with the tree branch that's sticking through the thing. Takedown. What do you do?
I'm gonna hide, so probably dive off the path. There might be like a drainage ditch and a cross tube linking both sides of the path. So yeah, I'm going to try and hide, a bit of stealth.
Okay.
Let's see how that goes. Yes, 5 over 1.
Cool. You're hidden in the ditch, and Shanti.
I mean, I'm just gonna, just put pedal to the metal, and ride up a block, ride over a block, ride back. Maybe even do that thing where like, if we've got enough distance where I can kind of keep pace with them, but like a block away, and kind of keep track of what they're doing. But I'm just counting on the fact that I can get a.
Yeah, I think if you make me an athletics check on your bike, burn 1 ration for making the athletics check. You can burn extra to boost it, and that will be you basically like, on foot. If you were to run, you'd get caught by them, right? But on a bike, you can go back and you can go a different route, and like they'll probably go past, right? Because like the cow's going to just go through the least resistance.
That's what I'm talking about. So I'm going to spend a ration here.
Yeah, the noises, the shouts and the screams are getting louder and louder as they come close, right?
My athletics is like the thing I'm best at. So let's see what we got here. That is 8 over 6 with my +3 athletics.
Cool. Shanti is gonna, the cow, like, and they're catching up with it, but it's still just like low, it's tired and frothing at the mouth, like foam, big scratches on its side. You can see gore, like on its hooves where it's supposed to trample through one of them before. And as they run past, you can just see this, the groups of what were people, right? You maybe even you don't recognize them. You're glad that you don't get to look at them too closely, right? But Takedown, you're hunkered down in this this ditch right by the side of the road, shotgun glass closely, and you can hear, what about your sums? What about the holy equation? 6 of them running past. Make a self-control check, because this is not the black math way to hide in a ditch.
Okay. I pass 6 over 2.
Nice.
So it is the way, because greater reward awaits us at the Megamart.
You're doing long division.
Yeah, it's the long game.
Long term. Yeah.
6. Yeah. I mean, from a mechanical point of view, I mean, how hard are these things?
So vectors do come in a couple of different flavors depending on whether it was a mook, a random NPC, or like an NPC, a named NPC that got turned into a thing, right? But the major thing is that vectors are like people, and like most of the enemies that you'll fight in red markets, they just have 10 hitboxes that if you deplete in any location, they'll just bleed out, right? Like you blow away their arm, you blow away their head. If they were latent vectors, you would have to shoot them in the head to take them down at all. A headshot on a normal person is dead instantly on a headshot. Like you don't need to roll high damage. You can roll 2 damage to the head and kill them.
Okay.
But, 6 of them. They move very fast, so they'd probably be with you in 2 rounds of combat or whatever. And any hit from them drives you to the ground with a knockback check, so resistance to stay up, and then they just start beating the shit out of you. And every time they hit you, you make an infection check. And that's when you find out whether any of you are immune.
Yeah, well, I mean, 6 versus 1 is never going to be good.
No.
Yeah.
Usually a vector there's a lot of people trying to make cold shots to the head and rapidly like spending all of their ammunition to make sure it doesn't get anywhere fucking near them. There are 6 of them. The actual way this leg was written, there were dozens of them, dozens and dozens, and I was like, it's too many. Anyway, they go past, but when it all clears, you haven't lost that much time. You know, it felt like forever hearing them getting closer and closer, but they're gone now. So, who hasn't made a self-control check? I think that Backslash and Arbite both have to make self-control checks, though, as they come past, right? Shanty's far enough away that this didn't bother her anymore. But you are very close to a bunch of, you know, numbers of vectors that you probably haven't really seen that much since the crash. No?
No, it's let me see. Let me just
I will say that you get +2 because you are a Crusader, and so vectors are part of what you study. So watching them through the van is less stressful to you to be around casualties and vectors than it is for anybody, the normal people.
And that goes on top of the +2 that I already have.
Yes.
I hope. Nice.
Yeah.
Then I make it.
Okay. Fascinating. Led off by the how does it go for Arbite, who's huddled in the van with Backslash? You're muted, low. I can't tell if you passed off.
Pardon? Oh,
did you pass off?
Oh my gosh!
Self-control check?
I was so freaked out by his reaction that no, that's 7 over 9, so I fail.
Okay, that is 2 to stress, I think. No, 2 to trauma, actually, I would say.
Okay. 1, 2. I will rack up the humanity threats.
And it probably doesn't help that Backslash mumbles to herself. These are just fascinating creatures.
So the thing that really shits you up about is that she starts trying to talk to you, just as the first one like goes past, you know.
You should look at them. I mean,
but it all clears, and it's time to get to Megamart. So you come to Megamart, and these are all now in the character keeper underneath the enclave thing. I've tagged some stuff on at the bottom, so you can have it's just a picture of a supermarket in America that I saw that was growing stuff on the rooftop. It's a big standard block thing. So imagine that, but with like they used the cars in the parking lot, right? Because there was a lot of them here during when it all went down, and they used those to block it off along with some of the food trucks. So you've got, you know, whatever walls and things were there, bolstered by fortifications.
Yeah, I mean, like if it's a big supermarket, they'd probably have like a bunch of big cargo container 18-wheelers that they could surround the place with.
Yeah, and there are also trolley forts as well, just because I like that idea of lots of trolleys stacked up on top of each other to make really shitty fences. So it's this drab rectangle in a sea of asphalt. This tough perimeter wall with wooden gates. They're still barred from the inside, the walls and the gates. But Shanty, you are still probably scouting this out, right? So why don't you make me another awareness check?
Yeah, sure. Do I get my binoculars for this as well?
Yes, yeah. No, that's still outside.
So that's 3 because of the bonus, because the binocular bonus. Nope, they've got it buttoned up pretty good. It looks like I've got a 6 under 9 for that.
6 under 9. And that's after all of the additions.
Yes,
right?
yeah. Sorry. When I report results to you, it will always include whatever bonuses I have, I understand.
I'll assume so. It's just because of saying it immediately beforehand made me think.
Completely makes sense.
Yeah, but cool. Okay. So you see the Megamart, and you see that a dead Phantom lies underneath the body of what must have been a Vector, a headless Vector. He's well, no, he's got his knife stabbed right through its neck, for its head, but then he's just been like torn apart from the shoulders upwards, where you can just see bloody footprints and the destruction of the Vectors that piled over the wall after him, pushing him over. But it seems quiet. There's just this big fucking wall in between. The Vectors ran up the ramparts behind it and dropped down. They didn't burst through the gates. No one burst in here. So what's the plan? You know what? Let's ask Backslash.
I mean, we do have a locksmith who can potentially open the locks.
Yeah.
We move quickly. Defend her. Get in.
Okay. That's the plan you're going for? You're going to move up around Shanti as she goes to they're wooden gates, but they do have a lock on them, let's say. There's like a padlocked thing, and it's going to be awkward, reaching through the gates to...
No, we're not going to unlock the gates. What we're going to do is, if they've got cars as the barricade, I'm going to jimmy the lock on a car. We're going to slide right through the car and get in that way.
Nice. I like it.
Because they may have I'm sure they've got plywood over the windows and stuff like this, so you can't mess around with it. But I can just get in there and jimmy a car door open, and then we just slide through the passenger seat of the car.
It's that big wheeler that you were talking about.
Yeah, sure, through the cab of the truck. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, do you want to make me a lock picking check?
Yeah, sure. So, let's see. I actually have a lockpicker's kit. Charges can be spent in addition to buy a roll to aid my check. +1 criminality for tests related to lockpicking. So I don't have criminality, but I've got can I use that for my professional?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So what I would say is that you've got the professional lockpicking, right? So
yeah.
We can use, and I'll let you say the lockpicking kit gives you a +1 to that as well, rather than
cool. So then that's going to be a +3. What does it where it says charges can be spent in addition to buy a roll to aid check?
So you'll have to buy a roll means that to use this kit you have to spend 1 charge at all, right? So that's 1 charge off to just buy the roll.
Oh, okay.
And then it's another charge to get additional pluses to it, but you do that before the roll.
Got it. So I'm gonna spend 1 there, and burn a couple of charges to give myself another +2 to give me a total +5 on this check.
Cool.
There we go. So that's 8 over 4.
Nice.
Spent.
Yeah, the door, and then you also disable the alarm, right? Before you pop it open, there's a moment as you're about to.
Oh, the car alarm. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And you snip the little circuit that's connected to the lock, right? Just before you press the trigger on the lockpicker's kit to blow out the lock on the inside and go open. And you guys can slide through. And you're in the immediate car park around the thing. You can see these big doors have been smashed open. Who's going to go first into the Megamart? Takedown.
Yeah, I've got no problem.
Yeah.
Nice.
So takedown. Make me an awareness check as you go forward.
Okay. Let me find awareness. Yes, I have 2 in it. Let's do some dice rolling. 10 over 4.
10 over 4.
Success.
You see that many of the people, the bodies that you see around here, they're dead. They're not, if they were Vectors, they've bled out from wounds that they sustained whilst they were Vectors. A lot of people just die from going Vector. They're very, very brief. They burn very fast. Most of them are not going to be coming back as casualties. anytime soon because they've gone into what's called torpor. So there are still bodies all across these rows upon rows of shelves and stacked things, right, as you come in. But you can hear and like, you know, it's just the one and it's punching very, you know, it's faster than that. It's like, and it's probably, that means that there's a vector loose in here.
Okay, I will ready my axe because I haven't got the quick draw ability, so I'll actually.
Because you passed your awareness check, you haven't moved far enough in. You could have your shotgun ready, like, you know, out and ready, if you would. You do have the. You did actually buy the quick draw, I think.
I think on the shotgun, but I don't think I've got it on the.
Oh, but you
axe.
Want to use your axe, I believe. Sorry,
well, yeah, I'm relying on the axe is quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it has to have the quiet ability, and I don't have that on the axe.
No, the axe is quiet.
Yeah, axe is quiet.
It would maybe not be like I can take out this guy who stood around the corner from his mate, right? But it's definitely
People don't just start falling over. It's like, where did that happen? I don't know. I'm just holding this axe.
Yeah, exactly.
But I expect this thing not to really worry that I've got an axe. It just wants to chew the axe.
So you've readied your axe. Who's next? Backslash?
I don't know what makes more sense, to have like the two tanks in front, or to have, you know, somebody in the front and somebody in the back. What do you think? The marching order.
I'm very happy to have the two of you in front.
Okay, so backslash would be next.
Nice. Backslash. So let's say that, you know, Takedown's got out the axe, right? You've got his back. Shanti and Arbite are bringing up the rear, right? You're all coming into the store. You can hear that the banging is coming from the back of the store, right? Like over to one side. None of you were able to like research and really work out the sort of like the full inner layer. You know, you've been here, but you don't live here, right? Like, so you still don't know quite where, but that vector is trying to break into something. And is that the direction that you're heading in to deal with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, one of you is going to have to lead the way through to try and make sure that if there are any, you know that most of the people here are in torpor. You know, they're not going to get back up anytime soon, but that's not to say that everybody is, right? And every taker knows that even if something's in torpor, you don't want to push that too far, right? So someone's going to have to make some sort of check to get you or your group across to, you know, where the vector is without like potentially stepping on a zombie that's just awake enough, you know. So
it makes sense that either backslash or takedown, but I do the roll. I have +2. Let's see. Nope, that is a 2 under 4 under 5.
Okay. Well, you know, you do lead them through the Megamart, and you come to a security office at the back, and you can see a big woman with a butcher's apron that is just covered in blood. And she's banging and banging and banging, and Takedown probably like readies his axe, right? And like looks, and that's when you turn, you know, Arbite and Shanti are bringing up the rear, and your bike's probably propped up outside, right, Shanti? And you're moving out. Backslash is like, this way, fascinating in torpor. You know, they're barely like waving a hand right in front, and none of them move. And as you're going through, you get there, and then one of the ones that she waved a hand at the start is shuffling around the corner behind you, along with 5 of its mates. So there is a mob of casualties moving up behind you, which are. So I have 2 different ones for whether you came here slowly or fast. So I have to look at the difference between them. 5 casualties, and they are. I'll roll a d10 to see how far away they are. Oh, shit, they're right on top of you. I tell you what, Shanti, Arbite, would you like to both throw me foresight or awareness to see who was the one who, whoever fails out of this or gets the lowest black will be the one who's closest to the 5 casualties that's coming around the corner.
I think I'm one.
It's Arbite then. Arbite. Yeah, they're right on top of you, Arbite.
Oh, hang on. I haven't rolled yet.
Oh.
I got a 2 under 5 on my dice.
You both failed, but he failed worse.
Oh, there we go. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Good
So,
news.
I'm going to say that it basically goes Arbite, Shanti, /takedown, right? And takedown, I think you've got your eyes on the prize, right? On the vector. So I'll give you 2 options for taking this out, right? And it's run at it and just get it before it turns around to face you, right? And that'll be an athletics check to see whether you get there before it registers your presence, right? Or a stealth check to get up behind it softly and ready your action. And
well, an axe with momentum it clearly cleaves better. So it's running speed, you know.
Yeah. As a backslash goes like, yeah, like great, we all made it, and then Arbite's like, fuck. And then he took takedowns like running. So that's what takedown's doing. Takedown, burn me an let me an athletics check.
Okay. Athletics. Athletics is 3. Let's throw those bones.
You need to burn 1 ration to do it in the first place.
Okay, let me do that first then.
And you can spend more to get more pluses if you want.
+3 is good enough.
Yeah.
Here we go. Roll. Didn't do anything.
It didn't
Let's
do
try
anything on my
again.
screen. Oh, nice. Classic. Boom, 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 boom. And you know what? Let's just have you straight up make your melee attack, right?
Yeah.
You can either do that as a because you passed that athletics check, you can do that as a normal melee attack, right? And I'll tell you what, I'll throw in a 3+1 on the black dice for the momentum. On the damage, I'll throw in a +1 damage, right? Or you can do a cold shot and hit it in the head, and it doesn't matter how much damage you do to it, but you won't be able to spend extra rations to increase the check.
Yeah, let's go for the headshot.
Yeah. Okay. So that's spend 1 ration to buy, and then just roll.
Okay, let me do the ration first. Okay, ration done. So I've got melee of 3. So let me highlight those dice and roll.
Ah, nice.
Tonight is my night. 11 over 4.
It turns and screams at you and just straight into its head, like, and you like, and you're like 1 more down, and then you hear Arbite, shit. Arbite. So the zombies are going to go after everybody, right? Because zombies are slow. They've stumbled on top of you. They always got the end initiative order. Arbite, you are right next to the zombies, right? So
I am going
what are you going to do?
Climb up on a shelf or whatever the fuck is nearby.
So you're going to go full defense essentially, and
yes.
Yeah. So make an athletics check to move, and this way, if you fail this, you'll still have a dodge to make when they catch up.
Okay.
At the end of the round.
So I have to spend a ration to do an athletics check, correct?
Mm-hmm. And you can spend more to boost that check.
Well, I've already got a +2, so let's see. Oh, not at all. And I'm glad I didn't spend an extra ration because that wouldn't have helped.
Okay. You turn, step, and like your ankle just turns on a dead body that's like a hand that's on the floor beneath you, and you roll and crash to the ground. You're just scrabbling on the floor now away from them. Shanti, you're closest to Arbite, where I think the close to the immediate danger is. What do? You're two shambles away from them, basically.
Yeah, so like is there one about to jump on him or something like that?
all 5 of them will pile on top of him at the end of the round, basically.
Oh shit.
Really sucks when you roll 1 on the black dice.
It does.
10 on the 10 is fine because you've got 10
There
rounds
we
to deal
go.
with.
That's fantastic. All right. So I mean, can I just run in there and just like grab him by the shirt and just try and like drag him away? You know, just like, you know, just like trying to keep.
I tell you what, that would be a resistance check, and then an athletics check to see whether or not how far away you can get that round.
So resistance, I've got 0. So what happens when you have 0?
When you have 0 in resistance, it's going to default to your strength, so you have to roll 1 to 2.
Got it.
And you can't spend extra rations on the resistance check either.
Okay.
Not 1 to 2, 1 to whatever your strength is. Sorry, I was looking at the horse.
My strength is 1.
You have to roll a 1. You have to roll a 1 to take him out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. That doesn't seem like a good course of action. I mean,
killing casualties just means a successful check. Whether 1 hit is 1 kill of a casualty. You've all been killing casualties for 5 years. Right?
Yes.
So
yeah. All right. So I mean, they're coming at him. I'm gonna see if I can't, up his odds of living through this a little bit and just bullet in the slingshot.
If you went full, no, you can't because it's slingshot. If you had a gun, right, you could go full, just to say it while I'm thinking of it, you could go full offense and fire twice in a round, but because it's a slingshot, it's going to be, you fire it, and then what's called that's your tactic, and then what's your twitch is your reaction, right? And that's going to be used to slide another one up onto the thing.
So I guess the question,
so just roll a shoot with your wrist rocket.
So here's the other question, which is, oh no, I bought off single shot.
Which single shot?
Single shot requires a twitch to load next shot. The ammo pouch buys that off.
Okay.
So I could do 2 shots. Is that what that would mean? If I went full. What's the?
It does do. It does do.
Okay. And just because we're figuring all this out, it's our first fight. If I jump in there with my gherkin knife, what does that look like if I'm swinging away?
That is a melee check, and it's essentially the same. It's you'll do 1, and then you'll get to do 1 just before the casualties go as well.
Got it. Okay, I'm going to use shoot because I'm better at this. So
definitely, I would have made you make a self-control check to run in there as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So flap, 2 right in a row. Which means I got to spend 2 of my ammo, right? Okay, so let me do that.
Then let's just roll it twice because we don't need to worry about the order of it all, really.
Sure. So there's 2 slingshot ammo I just spent, and silent short range. I can do kill on it if I want to. Can I use willpower for this, or does that happen after I roll if I want to spend it?
You use it after you roll.
Got it. Oh, I see, like flip dice, improve stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, all right. So I've got 2 in shoot, but I also have 2 in my slingshot. Does that make that 4?
No, because because it's capped. As they
you got to
you're spending 2 to buy.
And then I got to pick what. Then you got to pick what you can shoot. Is how that works, basically, right?
Yeah.
Okay? All right. Okay.
So people with guns with the auto feature can spend extra charges before the shot, or they can do more damage afterwards. But a slingshot is
sure.
Right? So it's just
Yep. I've got 9 over 2 with that.
Cool. So you kill 1. So there's only 4 zombies. Like as outbreak collapses down, right? Like it's a
right in the eye.
Fire your second
like I've gotten pretty good at putting these things in the eye socket. That's
Yeah. Do you want to fire your second one?
Yeah. 11 over 8.
Cool. 2, then you hit the one at the back as well. There's just 3 of them coming towards now. / Europe. What are you going to do?
I will move towards the zombies. I don't know if that
Just say that
requires
costs your twitch basically to move slightly, like, you know,
makes
no
sense.
check needed because they're not very far away from you, you know, and you're just moving in front of them essentially, right? So
And it doesn't like perturb me in any way because I'm a crusader, or do I have to make a check as well?
No, I think to move towards, to get in between the two of them, you have to make the check. Yeah, make
Okay,
a self-control check.
Self-control. Let's go. Ooh, let's see. Self-control is 4 under 5, but self-control, where is that?
And I don't think this really confirms your faith. You're not observing them. You're just killing them.
Yeah. +2, it's actually 6 over 5.
Cool. You take it. Your friend needs your help, right? You're gonna do it, and you recognize that one that you waved your hands in front of, and you think, oh, that was stupid. In the field, field research always has these things that you don't think of. So
it's so untypical for me. Normally, I really can pick them out very well, actually. But anyways, I will step with my last action. One of them hopefully in the throat.
And if you had potent, I would let you kill 2 zombies in one hit, basically, because it's like your sword is so fucking sharp, but you just sink straight through.
That's my next upgrade, I guess. All right, so hold on.
You need to spend a ration. You can add rations to add charges, to add bonuses to your black die. You also need to spend 1 charge on your sword because you don't have a sturdy, basically. So every time you hit it, it'll takes a little bit of damage, effectively.
Say that again. Whatever. I was rolling the wrong thing.
Just roll black plus your sword skill plus however many rations you want to spend.
I have to spend at least 1, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So that's the only one. I've got +3s. That should work. That is 6 over 5. Barely works.
Cool. You kill one. And I've burned, what I was saying was your sword doesn't have the sturdy value. So using your sword deteriorates it as well, right? So I've just burned 1 charge off because you used it basically for that.
All right.
So I've already done that.
You've done that. Cool.
Yeah. Thanks. So now there's only 2 coming after Arbeit. Arbeit, you have your twitch, right? These last 2, right? Like stumble past backslash screw sword and grabs the one that's on the top, but 2 more of them are grabbing your legs already, right? Do you want to spend your twitch to try and dodge this attack, I think? Yeah. Okay, so make an athletics check.
Well, that's a 12 over 1.
Cool. You dodge all of their, you scramble back. Make me a self-control check.
Oh, yeah, I knew that was coming. 11 over 3.
Cool. They didn't get you this time. It's fine. And we're back up to the top of the initiative, which would be, I think Takedown ran across to the security door, right? Takedown from inside. You hear someone say, "Hello? Hello?" And you've got your axe. You could spend another athletics to run over there and kill these last 2 zombies, or you could just wait to see what the others do.
Well, you got to be top of the score table. That's where you need to be. So
I'm going to spend a will for that.
I'm going to need to make a.
I'll give you a will. That's
excellent.
Math, basically.
Okay, let me add that. And I will spend the ration at the same time. That's for the athletics check, isn't it? I need to spend a ration?
Yeah, you need to spend a ration to make the athletics check.
Okay, that's done. The will's gone up. So I'm now in a position to make the athletics check to get in there. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully I don't slip on gore.
Nice.
Tonight I've got some good rolls.
Wow.
That's 6 over 1.
Nice.
So as you scramble back away from it, right, Shanti's pulling another one into the thing and then Takedown, and it's just like and let's see how the melee attack goes on one of the zombies.
Okay. Let me have a quick look at gear. Now I've got sturdy, so it doesn't suffer from wear and
No,
tear.
you don't have to
I
worry.
know
about
I've got to spend a ration to use it.
Yeah.
I haven't got potent, so it's not a big axe.
No, you have
So
to crit to kill both of them, basically.
Okay, let me spend the ration.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the right way. That's the right way. 6 spent. And here we go. Let's see what we get. Melee is +3.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
13 over 9.
You could
winner.
A will to turn that into a critical success and kill both of them.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
You gain them, you lose them. That's the way it rolls.
Nice. So, yeah.
So, yeah, can we have like a slow motion sort of My Bloody Valentine? Maybe, it was shot in VR. That sort of axe wound sort of like slicing the head off both of them as the heads sort of tumble away.
And black, the black ichor of the blight, just slow motion across, right? Luckily doesn't splatter on it. Nice. And it's all quiet. And from within you can hear, hello.
I think that's our boy.
Let me give Arbite a hand up first from his scrabbling around on the ground. We need everybody on their feet. That's what's important. Team. You okay, Arbite? No problem. Okay, let's go and find out what this man wants.
And it's actually a woman's voice. Sorry, I just.
Okay, let's find out what this woman wants.
Yeah, and a woman opens the door to the security office, and peers out and sees you, and you can see the relief on her face. She says, "Is there any more? Is it over?"
Well, some of them are in torpor, but I think we dealt with a threat.
Okay, there was so much screaming, and we tried to go to the locker, but some fucker had shut it. And then they hit us, and it just went fucking. I don't understand how it got in the walls. I don't know where it came. Where did it start? We don't.
I think a backslash would go over her. Can I make some kind of check to see if she might be infected? I have wounds or anything?
Yeah. Well, it depends on how. Are you going to directly ask her that, or are you going to try and just see whether she has any?
Well, if I were infected and I wanted to be saved, I would lie.
So make a sensitivity check then, in that case.
Let's see. That is a 6 over 1.
Do you have anything in sensitivity?
Yeah, I have to double check. Don't think so. No, I have 0.
So you fail, sadly. And yeah, she just seems really like panicky. She's just I don't know but should have known something was wrong. You gonna get me out of here?
Have you been bitten?
No.
How long have you been here?
All night.
Yeah.
Since it all started, right? I was working. Jeff, one of our scouts, he was out, and some raiders took him. They let him go. We checked him, and then we had guards on the walls looking out for them, and then it just fucking there was the screaming, and just went so fast,
Well, I mean, as it happens, we are here on a job to take somebody out. So if you can pay us too, we'll bring you along.
make me a self-control check, Jim. Because being a piece of shit to people is also a self-control check.
That was
okay.
cold, very cold.
Yeah. There is specifically sanity losses for, like indulging in deep capitalism.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm comfortable doing that then. So self-control. I'm rolling 2. 8 over 5. Very matter of fact.
Yeah.
And in fact, not just matter of fact, but like I present it as an opportunity. Like, lucky for you, we are here on a job, and you can get in on it.
I don't have any bounty. Okay, like I've lost everything, but I guess we all lost everything. She looks around and she says, we could take stuff. I know where the good stuff is.
Grab that up.
Yeah. Okay. So she's going to lead you to what is it that you want out of the Megamart, Shanti?
Oh,
what would you be asking for? Like, where's the stuff? Because you made the check for the thing, so
I mean,
when she starts looking for something, she's going to look what you want.
I want to know where the books are.
The book.
She's
walking with you towards the pharmacy, right? And you go, well, "Where's the books?"
Yes, no. I'm 2 books into the Dying Sun trilogy, and I want to know what happens to the commander.
Nice. Is anyone going with Shanti to make the check?
I would rather go to the pharmacy, to be honest.
Well, this is.
And I know,
yeah.
But Shanti definitely gets a dirty look from Backslash.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how? And she's not accompanying her.
Okay, so Shanti, then you get to make. You'll guaranteed get 1 haul of books. If you make me a scavenging check, then you can get as much haul of books as you get black. As the difference between the black and the red, basically.
Oh. So scavenge, I've got scavenging. I've got 2 in scavenging. So let's see how to do here. Oh, that's 4 under 6. So I want to spend a willpower to flip them.
Nice. So that's 6 over 4. Which then means that you find another 2 haul. So you have 3 haul of books.
Where do I keep track of that?
You could put that underneath the main character keeper. There isn't really a space for like what you're actually carrying on that one.
But there's a slot for where we record what our haul is.
Yeah, what the overall thing that you can take is, that's how much you can carry overall. So you can carry how much haul? 1 haul, basically, you can carry. So you can carry 1 of those haul. Somebody else is going to have to carry the other 2 haul. But we can she'll carry on to it for now, right? Like we'll sort that out.
Where am I keeping track of that?
I just thought we could do that on the main character keeper, right? Like in the notes bit underneath the your spots and stuff on the takers page.
Oh, there we go. Okay, all right.
But the honest truth is, wherever you want to keep track of it, frankly. I have like a piece of paper where I write down sort of the overall number of it.
I've just put under me that I've got haul equals 3 in books, and this is also where I'm going to remind you that my saddlebags on my bike
give you an extra haul, don't they?
Yes, add +1 to the taker's haul.
Cool. Well, you go with Blanche over to the books shelves, and she will grab a few drugs and things for the stuff. It's just that this is what your marketable haul is, right? Is the for me, I take fiction books. For the enclave, the first thing I look for is like Bibles, right? New, wrapped,
Like
Blanche says, we Bibles, we burn those. Sorry.
Are they not the same thing, Jim? Fiction and Bibles?
Yeah.
God damn it, I say, and then I go for like, cookbooks, gardening books, like that kind of practical stuff.
Yeah. You scavenger, so you've got 3
Picture
of
books,
that. She'll go with you out to the bike to load it up, right? With the stuff, leaving these other 3 back in the mall itself. Andre isn't here. You can ask Blanche where the meat locker is.
Yeah, because she did say that she tried to go that way.
Yeah, and she gestures, and you can just see like people who are just like lots of casualties piled up, and people were caught pinned up against the door, right? And then as one of them got bit, they turned, and then they just started into this crowd of people who were penned, fighting for their lives against this wall, and there were just like bodies piled up in torpor and like completely dead, headshots and like knife wounds through the head, just sort of maybe like I don't know, like around 10 of them sort of piled up around the meat locker door. Take down, I'm imagining you leading the way through, striding through the thing. Like there don't seem to be any more casualties active around here.
So I think this pile of bodies, I think sort of like, grabbing them by the clothes, sort of at the back, sort of pulling them aside. Clearly this door's I've worked in a few sort of restaurants, sort of they tend to always open outwards, not inwards. So we've got to clear a bit of a space to get this door. But when there's enough space, I'll say, Arba, do you want to speak to this Andre guy through the door? See if it's even worth opening it. See if he's still there or if he's turned into a giant popsicle.
Cool. Hey, some of these people would have had their bounty on them. People don't cash stuff for getting taken, so check around for that.
Yeah, would anyone like to scavenge the casualties' bodies to see if you can find their driver's license?
Yeah,
basically?
That's the high value shit.
It's proof of their death, essentially, which allows the US government to claim all of their assets. So the cost of bounty is like a cryptocurrency that's pegged the average level of what someone's assets are worth in the US for the day that they reclaim the entire country.
I might go through those. I'll go talk to Andre, see what we can find to like boost our success level up.
So who has scavenge? Takedown does. Does backslash have scavenge? I don't. No, backslash doesn't have scavenge. So takedown, I'm going to say that you're the one doing the scavenging, right? Yeah. Shanty's busy doing the stuff, and Arbite's going to talk to Andre. While I think backslash is probably to make sure that.
On the lookout to see if any more trouble is coming.
Yeah, makes sense. So make a scavenging check, Paul. Let's really hope you don't crit fail.
Maybe someone's still alive. Okay, I've got scavenge of 2.
Mm-hmm. Ties go to the market unless you spend a will.
Nothing on these bodies.
You don't want to spend a will?
How often does it refresh naturally?
It's refresh. You get back to your normal starting, like whatever you bought at character creation. You get that at the start of every session. It doesn't carry over either.
Okay. Well, as it's 9:45, I will spend.
Okay. So that is
Can I get it to 0? Yeah, there we go. 0.
So let's say 4 over 2, which then is
6 over 2. Then do I add the bonus?
But it's only the natural black matters when it comes to scavenging. So you find an extra 2 bounties worth on them. And it was just to let you know about the rules. This was going to be essentially capped at the size of the mob that you just killed. There were 5 of them. You killed 5 of them. There are 5 bounties available here. But you got 2. So you got 2 bounty. We could throw that into the pool on the character keep the sheep. Or of course, when the time comes, people might decide to just take it for themselves. but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when it comes to it.
No, Marxism, everything shared equally.
Mm-hmm. Arbeit, the door, your laptop. How do you know whether someone is trying to get in touch with you on your laptop?
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
Like, is there, you carry your laptop on your bag, right?
Yeah, I imagine
do you
that there
have
is
a light that flashes on when you've got messages or something?
Not vibration, not noise. Probably I check it and I see the light up, and I will answer.
And it's just like, it's a text. It's just like, safe.
I look around and make sure everybody's copacetic, and I
take
write
down
back.
And give you a big grin with a pair of driver's licenses in his hand.
More than safe. We're good.
Yeah. And then you hear the door swing open, and Andre, stinking, looking absolutely like bedraggled, is just like, oh, thank God.
And hand him some water. Part of our service.
Okay, let's get the hell out of here.
Okay. Anything else we need to grab before we go, Andre? I mean, you know the place.
He's got a back. He grabs a backpack full of stuff, and he says, like, no, and I'm paying you to take me out of here.
Okay.
Like, we can come back for things. Maybe work for you later, yes, but we just need to get the hell out. We can rebuild.
You are the boss. Let's go.
Yes, I am the boss.
Everybody?
And, yeah, you all can get together. Shanti, you're out with your bike while they're all inside. And Blanche, stands and she's helping you load up your saddlebags, like with the stuff, with the books. And one of the books drops and she lunges out to get it, and the top reaches up a bit and you can see a bite mark. Make a self-control check.
Yeah, sure. It's 5 under 8.
Nice. So that is going to be, I think, 2 to detachment. Right? If you take the shot or you take the shot, basically, is the way that the DHQS says. She's dead per walking, basically.
Yeah. So, where is...
That is underneath your dependents and references, row H, on the front page of your sheet. Detachment. Humanity. You have not lost any self-control checks so far.
So I'm marking 2 detachment?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, all right. So we stop, and I look at her, and I say, look, we both know what that means. How do you want to go?
Just let me go, okay? Just let me go, okay?
Yeah, okay. Go.
Okay. And she's just gonna
and
set
when
off
she
running.
Turns around, I shoot her in the back of the head.
Okay, make me a shoot check.
Yeah, like she's okay, and then whenever she turns, that's when I pop her.
Yeah.
So, right. For shoot, that's 9 over 6.
9 over 6. So you deal 7 damage to hit location 6. It's not quite enough to kill her. But it basically, like, she turns and you fire, and you knock some books, right, as you step back, and she's like, and then you ping her, like, and she cracks her hand, and she's like, shit, and she's just running as fast as she can away from you. Now the rest of you guys come out of the store to see Shanti loading up a slingshot again, and Blanche is now running across the car park.
And I just say, she got bit.
Fair play.
Okay. What are you going to... She's just running. You're going to let her go?
No, I'm going to take that second shot.
Okay, take a second shot.
So, oh, actually, hang on. I need to make sure I'm doing this right. So that was a charge for that shot.
Yeah,
Take
another charge for
one
this shot.
more charge for this shot. So here we go. That is an 11/6.
Yeah. I mean, it would be that right arm again, but I think it definitely just catches her in the back of the head and she lands badly, cracks out on the floor. Everybody make me a self-control check other than... No, in fact, Shanti as well. It'll be a lesser damage if Shanti doesn't make it, but everyone make me a self-control check. Paul, you do get +2.
So I'm making this too.
Yeah,
I'm rolling it as well.
You'll only lose 1 because you've already squared it away. But the act of actually doing it is still a,
Yeah, made it.
Made it as well.
Made it. That's just a 1 for those who make it. 1 in detachment.
Now that puts me past crack.
Does it?
Yeah, because I start on 5 detachment.
Oh no, you're already at cracked. You've already cracked for detachment. So you just
Okay.
start from 1 there, basically.
And I got a 1 on my red die on that one. This is just...
Nice. You don't take any.
Day at the office.
You square this away, yeah. And Andre is like, nah, poor Blanche. You know, she's been bit before. So lucky. But I guess no one gets lucky twice.
I go, then we need to move right now.
Oh, she's not late.
Okay.
She's not late.
I look at him like because otherwise she's going to get right the fuck back up.
Oh no, latents are very visibly latent.
Oh, okay.
You know? Like there's no one's a secret latent because it's all of your veins become black across your whole body.
So
yeah.
So would she have a driver's license and stuff on her?
What she'll have on her is a knife and 1 bounty.
Grab that.
So, yeah.
Add it to the so I will add that to our. So I add that to the group bounty.
Yeah, if someone wants to add the knife to their gear, right? So that it's on their gear thing, and then when we do upkeep next session, you can just try and sell it for bounty, right? Like, or keep it if you want it. So if someone.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Finish up. What?
So we'll add 1 bounty to the gathered pool, right? That's 3 bounty in the gathered pool, and then if Jim, you've already got lots on your equipment list. Arbite, you've only got 2 things. Why don't you add a knife to your thing, and then that's like you could keep it or you could sell it, right? Like that'll be a group decision in the original thing.
Yeah, and I mean, and literally, this is a thing where like Shanti like takes the little like the lock blade off of it and I hold it out to Arbite, and I'm like, next time you're on the floor, maybe this will come in handy.
I ask Anjay, she was bitten before. When was that?
During the crash, and I've gone a completely different accent. During the crash, yes.
But then I look over to Shanti. You just killed her. She was immune, right?
Immune? Nah. She would have said. I've gone on another accent again. Yeah.
Well, you just said she was bitten and she survived.
Did you see her get bit, or did she tell you she got bit?
What does it matter now? Let's go. Come on. What am I paying you people for?
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah. Backslash, if you want to make another self-control check as you ponder that, you may have killed an immune. One of the people whose blood may hold a secret to the cure for blight.
Dead or alive, that body's worth. If that's immune.
Let's see. Yeah, I got 6 over 2. Yeah, what Arbeit says. I mean.
So you make it. So you don't lose anything, but you're going to take a body back with you?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
You know, I'm not going to make you do another detachment check because that is dark as hell. But you guys make it back to Andre is not very like pleased with the fact that you're taking Blanche's body back. He's like, he plays it very cool, but he still finds that quite disturbing that you're just harvesting like an actual human body for, you know, she wasn't a casualty, Jesus. Like,
She's not a casualty, she's like a specimen.
Yeah, even only psychopaths bring back pieces. Never mind, I'm paying you. Here, take extra bounty for the, you came fast, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
good job.
Will we go?
Okay, you did good work. You know, maybe I'll keep you in mind for like taking this place back, right?
So, yeah. Hey, you know, we'll vouch for you to get into our place right now. Come on, let's go.
Oh yes, money talks even with the religious people.
Oh yeah.
But you do make it back with no problems. So you've got Blanche's body. You've got 3 haul worth of books. If you make me a networking check, which you automatically succeed, Arbeit. Boom. Each of those books, those haul of books, is worth 3 because entertainment is in very short supply in thingy. So they are worth a hell of a lot more than books would be in other enclaves.
Add that in.
There is a 9 extra bounty there to the pool. So that would take you up to 12 extra bounty in the pool. Which now adds to 15 bounty per taker.
Okay.
With 1 left over. No, 2, I guess if it's 15.5, it would be 2, right? 62 divided by 4.
We have to pay the gate guy at least 1.
Yeah, so that extra can go to him because we got to pay him.
Yeah.
And we get an extra 4 because we took the fast route.
Yes, you get an extra 4 actually. So let me add that to the thing. Good, well remembered, Jim. That's 16.5. So 16 each.
Okay.
And then a bounty goes to the gatekeeper if you're willing to pay the gatekeeper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Andre wants to go fast.
But you still have Blanche's body, which we'll deal with that next session, I think, because selling in, you know, first off, you have to identify whether or not this is immune for sure, right? To get a buyer, you're going to need to prove it. So you're going to have to source that somehow, and then you're going to have to make a networking check to find the right people. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks, guys. If you could all mark 16 bounty on your sheets.
Where does that go?
That goes on your second sheet.
Oh, yeah,
bounty
obviously.
Bank down on the bottom there.
Yes. So you have your bounty bank down there on the bottom left. And then you can, if you want, we could just take away your maintenance and your breakpoint added together, and then you'll have paid off all of your gear, paid off all of your dependents. Or we could just wait for the next session. Actually, or we could just do that.
Let's do that next session because
it'd be good to understand. Go around,
yeah. So let's do that in upkeep. Everyone's just got the bounty. I'll leave actually the bounty on the character keeper until we clear it next session. Okay, thanks very much, guys. You've done a job in Red Markets. Thanks for playing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that we're a little bit late. Do you have 5 minutes to do wishes and stars? And
sure.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks. Let's start with wishes, and let's do that in character keeper order again. So let's start off with Horst.
A bit more like PC interactions. I would like to have like a bit of rivalry, but a camaraderie. You know, we talked about the cabin. Doesn't have to be a sitcom, but you know so that would be my wish for next time.
Yeah, we will do after we've done the maths, we'll do a vignette of like your time in the enclave, right? And you can do that with your dependents, or you can do it with your colleagues. Or I'm probably going to throw at Arbeit that he has to do that. If he wants to pursue Blanche's thing, he has to spend his vignette doing that. He'll still heal the humanity. Cool. Thanks, host. Paul?
Yeah, killing things. That's what I like. That's more of that.
Fighty. Yeah. I mean, you could have tried to take on the vectors, right? Like, that would have been a lot of fighty. Yeah. And you could have fought that guy in the tunnel, and you could have killed everything that you came across, right? Yeah. But yeah, no, there will definitely be more.
You got to pick the fights.
Yes.
But yeah, fights.
Yeah. And then Lo, wishes.
A chance to do some of the vignettes and things. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, that's obviously on the table, so I think that just reinforce that wish.
Cool. And then Jim.
As we learn the system and get better at it and get a little quicker at knowing when we're rolling what the dice, how the dice are working and stuff, maybe devote a little more time to what does that look like, to letting our characters, like to seeing what takedown's fighting style is, and when Arbite negotiates, is he twitchy, is he calm, is he just to kind of get into some of that flavor text kind of stuff when like I said, when we're not kind of devoted entirely to figuring out how
this work. When we can internalize some of the roles a bit more and just like blah blah blah, persuade, spot, roll. That goes horribly to shit.
Into, how does your persuade look different from my persuade, stuff like that?
Yeah, perfect. Okay, and then stars. Jim, would you like to lead off?
Oh yeah. Star for Lowell for that negotiation. He's definitely doing a lot of heavy lifting for us in that, like he's kind of, making like there's a whole subsystem he had to learn that none of us need to know anything about, and maybe even like it might even be more fun if like as players we know as much as the characters would about how all that shit works. So
nice.
Lowell, kudos to you for being willing to take that on, and and this is way crunchier than anything I've played in years. And so that extra, which is one of the reasons why I'm kind of pushing for a little more. What does that look like? But but being willing to take that on, and and patience as we kind of flow our way through that, definitely commendable.
Thanks. And then Lo.
I appreciate you Will being walking us through and being willing to go, okay, we'll leave some of this stuff to the side until we come back to it, and managing that whole thing. And I always picture these sessions in blocks of an hour, and I thought that you managed to do a nice job of kind of keeping the setup to that first hour. We bled just a little bit over, but I thought that was solid. I appreciate everybody being willing to kind of be there while I'm running the table for that first bit. That's very generous of all of you, and so I appreciate you doing that. And then being willing for me to be an absolute incompetent in the field, which is going to be a recurring issue. So I really thanks to everyone for being willing to play along with how my character is going to be going. So those are my stars.
Yeah, everyone needs bait, Lowell. So yeah. Paul.
Good all round. Nobody really stepped on anybody's player agency, which is a big one for me. I hate losing that to another PC at least. And everybody played within their tropes. It was nice to see Backslash, go in there with the sword. It didn't work out, but we redeemed it. Good team play. I hate PvP. Stars all round for really some good team play there from everybody.
Nice. And host?
Star for you, Will. I like the mall setup and the stash trolleys, and the visuals were spot on for my favorite zombie movie.
Yeah, I mean, I did keep slipping up and calling it a mall rather than a Megamart, but they're big enough to be malls, right? Like, they're huge.
Exactly.
who knows? There may be more in the future, right? Like, but yeah. Thanks very much, guys. Jim, if you'd like to stop the recording.